for the week off last week, but we were missing critical parts of our crew. So we had to take a week off, which I am thankful for because I had time to catch up on some stuff. For those new to the stream, we're going to have our runners introduce themselves one at a time. We'll start with Jack.
Yes, Jack is now an elf. He's come out to the team. He is a face changer using cosmetic control, and he functions kind of as the face of the team, although that's not his forte. His forte is slacking off and being as useless as possible while still enjoying the run and making money.
And next will be Andriger.
Sorry, just finished eating. Andriger is a elf and a sorceress rigger. Sorry, still chewing. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'll finish eating my breakfast and then you can move to somewhere else.
And next would be Kai.
Kai is a elf with bat wings and hair that changes color with their mood.
Which so far hasn't been enough to get you in trouble, but could become a problem.
Hey, you know what? It's only a problem if they live to talk about it.
True. And Kenichi?
Yeah, Kenichi's a blue-horned orc from Japan, also known as an Oni, a technomancer, and currently about the only person that can attempt hacking here, and he's still not very good at it, so it's great.
Oh, it'll be fine.
He's 100% better than the rest of us.
90% better than Andriger. And then we have Clutch.
Hey, Clutch is a dwarf rigger. He likes to drive basically and provide fire support with his drones. And apparently he lost his cyber arm, so no, since I re-rolled.
So, as we were discussing before things started, some of the ridiculous conversations in Shadowrun, we were discussing if you mounted a Vulcan to a small vehicle, could you use it to drift the vehicle and steer laterally? Feel free to comment afterwards. Did any of you do anything interesting with your characters as far as learning new things or whatever between sessions?
I just re-rolled mine to make him more of a rigger and less of a person out of the van. So.
Did you say less of a person out of van?
Yeah, he's more of a I'm gonna stay in the van and try not to get killed, or I'm gonna stay around this corner and shoot things with my drone. Mostly, that's what he does.
Just hide behind the big metal things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Kenny kind of tweaked a few things on life paths to basically a small partial rebuild of his character to bump up a few skills that he was using regularly. And he also spent some of his karma, got specialization in compiling, and picked up... Which one was it? The Emulate Overclock complex form. Give me a couple more dice on hacking. Hopefully I do better now.
Andrew gets specialized in gunnery for some unknown reason. Not like that's the most important skill to have for a drone, right?
Yeah.
Yes, a face, a techno, a sniper, and some guy and gal in a van.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have to go into any kind of underground or secure areas, that could pose a problem hanging out in the van. Just keep that in mind.
I can get out of the van. I can hide around corners. It's fine.
Excellent.
That makes a good point, though. I mean, if we actually have to do any, close quarter clearing of rooms or something, the sniper, the rigger that doesn't want to actually be up front, and then the face of the techno. All right, who's the tank here?
Kai is not. Kai has a sniper rifle. Kai is not a sniper.
I suspect the mechanical friends are going to be tanks.
Yep, Major's the tank.
Yeah,
Nice.
as Jack just started doing, if you have any buffing to do, now would be the time to do it. Just tell me if you need me to roll something.
Gotta do that again. 2 was not enough. That's good.
Greedy.
I did get a new drone, and he's a little bit more beefy.
Is anybody going to buff up Kenichi's attributes?
I will. Give me a sec.
I'm just curious. Not that I would prompt you or anything. So, did you guys ever decide how you're going to use the safe house? Is that a shared lodging, or is that just a meeting place and safe spot?
I'm fine with either.
I feel like shared housing is fine. I'm not. As long as we're not getting too much heat, we should be okay, right?
Yeah, I'm new, but I got my own garage. But yeah, whatever.
Also, in case you were not aware of it, we have hit the 25 followers mark.
Oh, cool.
So, to quote an excellent oldies group, tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want. What I want. What I really, really want.
I'm supposed to. I have promised to give you a reward for that. The Shadowrun equivalent of like an uncommon or a rare item, not one for each of you, but one for the party. So if you guys have any ideas in the audience or in the team, go ahead and let me know those via messages throughout, and I'll figure something out.
And Chiz has apparently already shot down my suggestion.
I'm not giving you a combat helicopter. At least not right now. Maybe when if we get 50 followers.
How about Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Say what?
A free spirit. We'll call him Casper.
There already is a free spirit. She's a bartender. Named?
She's not going on runs with us. Well, I'll ask her.
Named Frantic. I mean, you've been in her bar once. I don't think you're that close.
You don't know that. That's what I've been doing the whole last week.
I said I don't think. So, it's been a few days since your last mission. You fully recovered and been able to repair any gear that got damaged. I don't think you had anything damaged last mission. And you've just been keeping your ears to the ground for new mission and doing whatever you need to do. And you get a call from this time a Mr. Johnson. You've worked for 3 Ms. Johnsons so far. And they would like you to meet them at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal Wildlife Refuge.
Can I bring some oysters?
No, those are in the restaurant.
Next to the refuge.
No.
Oh, Chaz, I assume it's okay and no problem to buy 10 more gel round, right?
Yeah, getting gel rounds isn't gonna be hard. And in the message that you're sent, they introduce themselves as guide, or at least that's how they sign the message. So, first of all, would you like to accept the meat? And secondly, what would you like to do afterwards?
Yes, Jack is definitely going to the meet.
So you've got a couple hours, but not too long. It's going to be in the early evening.
I'll swing by and pick everybody up if they want me to.
Jack's throwing 4 points of increased attribute at Kenny.
Any?
Yeah, that guy. And he's gonna take 2 drains for it. He'll buy one hit.
need to try and figure anything out about this person before we head out there?
That's up to you guys.
Actually, a good idea.
Do we have a name? What's the name?
Guide is how the message was signed.
Guide.
Guide.
That's a weird name.
And I will tell you, freebie is Rocky Mountain Arsenal. At one point, was a chemical weapons facility in the 40s, the 1940s. It was shut down in the 1990s and rededicated as a national park, just in time for the U.S. to go belly up a couple of decades later. Under Ghostwalker's direction, the Rocky Mountain Arsenal Park has flourished. Wildlife has made a comeback in the area, including some of the rarer animals. So it's a nice actual wild park-like area.
Kai is going to try and sneak her rifle into the van.
You have
That
to.
sounds like
sneak it?
exotic meat.
Why you gotta sneak it?
No reason. I'll totally share the exotic meat that I harvest with the rest of the group.
All right, just make sure you don't fall off of anything and shoot people.
I mean, even if I do fall off of something, I'm fine. Kai says as they spread their wings.
All right, I meant the rifle in my van. Just don't shoot the van.
Don't worry. I'm after some of that bald eagle meat.
It's brand new. I sold the bulldog. We're in the bison now.
Ooh.
Bald eagle, I hear that smells just like spotted owl.
Yeah, but who here can say that they've had real meat?
Real meat of
I
any
know I
type.
can't.
Instead of meat-like substances.
So, we doing any legwork or anything like that, or are we just gonna go there?
I mean,
I
that's usually the plan.
I mean, we
I
can
just-
always trust a Johnson, right?
I just drive the van, man. That's what I do.
I mean, I'm sure if we try hard enough, we could probably find some information, but it's not much to go off of.
And,
A very generic name.
and
I just poke holes in people.
I definitely don't have any contacts in the outskirts of town.
We'll probably be okay.
Should be fine.
I did forget. Jack did want to learn that. He wanted to spend 5 karma to learn that blast spell.
Well, then we'll definitely be fine. Jack will blast anything we need blasted.
Yeah, I haven't technically set up my lodge yet, but I've got all the gear, right? Or the lodge material.
Yeah, but I think you're hermetic, right?
Yes, I'm hermetic, so I'm different team
Yeah.
anyway, so.
Yeah, Jack. I assume Jack had set up his lodge
But where did you set it up? Did you set it up in the,
in the room in the safe house.
Okay, cool. There you go, Chuz, you've got an
Bathroom.
answer. Somebody set up a lodge in a safe house.
There you go.
Yes.
What rating is that lodge?
6.
Nice. Got a little bit of defense if you need it.
So does that mean that we now have to wear fezzes in the safe house?
No. Incense and natural fibers.
But that's just in that one room.
Like it's like Bette Midler and Dustin Hoffman from Meet the Fockers 2.
And if you really wanted to be obnoxious, your lodge room would be like the entry room to the apartment, just so everybody had to go through it to get into the apartment.
That's the one with the black sheets.
So you're headed to your meet.
Yes.
So the trail that is marked in the message is pretty secluded, towards the back of the the refuge. I don't know if you guys saw when I pinged, but it's the number 25 is actually in part of the refuge, I believe.
Now, gnats can actually travel faster than we can, so I'm sending my gnats ahead.
That's fine.
It's good because I don't have gnats anymore. I had to sell them to get the van. Sorry.
That's okay, I got gnats.
The gnats don't see anything other than like normal park goers. In the area that you were asked to meet, there's nobody apparent.
And Rigger, are there any bald eagles?
Do my gnats see bald eagles? Do you want me to make a perception check or something?
I most definitely want you to do a clear sight check.
Clear sight, that's a matrix action, isn't it?
No, it's the auto soft for perception for drones.
Sensors plus clear
Oh.
sight rating is perception for drones.
Yeah.
Unless they're
that's
jumped
right, I
in.
didn't buy any clear sight for them, only for major.
And then it's just sensors.
Well, if you have clear sight in your RCC, then it's probably being shared to them anyway.
So is it, isn't it, model specific, or?
No.
That's right, so the targeting is, yeah.
Yeah, only targeting is model specific in 6E. Elsewise, I feel like it would be impossible for a rigger to even start play.
Well, and isn't the whole point of a RCC so that way the rigger can put a program on one thing and share it with all of their drones?
Exactly. I'm waiting to see the roll.
Jack will take a look out the window too.
Oh, you'll also notice I don't have a RCC anymore because I put it in my head.
Uh-oh.
That could be either good or bad.
Yes, probably.
One hit off 7 die.
What do your network, your matrix protections look like? Are you guys being protected behind Kenichi's pan?
What's Kenichi's pan rating for firewall? Because my default is 6, I believe.
Yeah,
My firewall's 7.
Mine
Yep,
is
I'm behind the pan then.
Sure. Me too then. One better, but
Well, the thing is, you're talking about your RCCs?
yeah.
Yeah, those can protect your drones. They can't protect the other gear.
Oh, yeah, well, my RCC is 6 firewall.
Yeah.
And willpower is 5.
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, by my understanding, and I usually get confused about the Matrix, if your RCC is behind his pan, then a hacker would have to get through his pan, through your RCC, and then could mess with the drones.
No.
That is not the case?
No. So, whatever the way that it works in 6th edition is the whoever is so unlike in 5th edition where you could nest things and then you would have to go through each individual level, in 6th edition you can still nest things, but anyone attempting to access the pan gains access to the highest level because that's what everything's gated through.
You lost me.
So if everyone is in Kenichi's pan, any matrix attacks have to go through Kenichi's pan, and since everything is gated through Kenichi's pan, everything is slaved to Kenichi's pan.
So there aren't. So it's not like nested hosts. You can't have the RCC under Kenichi and then the drones under the RCC.
No. However, for the purposes of generating encounters, DMs can make nested hosts in the game. It's just
Nested hosts are most definitely a thing.
Yeah, players can't take advantage of that anymore.
Which I guess kind of makes sense, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but none of the way they do the Matrix does because I'm used to real world internet networking stuff.
Yeah. I think,
and it diverges from that quite a bit. I mean, since it existed before the internet, kind of.
I think part of the reason for the decision they went with was to stop people from just getting like 5 meta links
Yeah.
and then nesting all their stuff behind that.
Which that makes sense. I feel like I would be inclined to allow the drones to be protected by the double protection, but I don't know. We'll go rules as written and see if it works. If it becomes a problem. Because of course anything that works for the players works for the opposition as well.
Well, I think the issue with having them nested like that, so a matrix attacker would have to gain administrative privileges to Kenichi's pan and then the RCCs, is the Overwatch score would get too high too quickly.
And that's my whole complaint about nested hosts.
Yeah.
Is a player hacker getting through, for example, Shadowrun missions used to love to throw like rating 5 and 6 hosts at people. A single hacker trying to get through a rating 6 host is gonna rack up a lot of OS just getting in, and then trying to get past that into another higher level host is just, it gets untenable, I think is the right word.
Yeah. That's the reason why it's...
Now there's also the fact that if you can perceive it on the matrix, you can attack it.
Yes. However, there are some differences about like when you can perceive things, because if everything's nested under Kenichi's pan,
Right.
you would have to see Kenichi's pan first before you could see the drones, because they would be hidden behind his pan.
Unless it's a technomancer who goes, oh, a drone, I'm just going to mess with that.
Yeah. Because technomancers work differently.
Yes, they cheat.
There's a reason why the god does not want them running around.
Well, I think God just doesn't want an alternate matrix created by another 100 dead technomancers.
Or another AI created.
I don't think technos did that. That's all propaganda.
I don't know who else could have done it.
I don't know. I don't know the lore enough to have an idea. So, you get to the meeting place. Who all is there? Because you're not driving the van straight to it. There's a bit of hiking. And
I get a major there.
you get the feeling that this isn't a place that you're going to be having a matrix meeting. It's an in-person meeting.
Yeah, Jack's fine with going.
I feel like Kai planned on going and then started wandering off hunting for some exotic animals to kill.
I'll send my drone with him just to see if for like visual support and fire support if he needs it.
Someone has to tell the story. What are we rolling? What are we rolling athletics for?
You mentioned hiking.
Oh no, it's nothing strenuous. It's like, it's a park.
You say that, but have you met Kenny?
I have not.
Hey, my van can drive through a park.
Yes, but will it do it without drawing a lot of attention, since it's not a paved, vehicle-friendly park?
Yeah.
Eh.
I don't mind getting attention. I like attention.
So as you arrive at the site, any of you doing anything special to perceive?
Yes, astral perception from Andriga.
I'll just do my perception with the drone.
Mark 1 eyeballs.
Mark 1 eyeballs, huh? A male comes out of the around the trail, we'll say, and he looks like, make sure I'm not showing you things you shouldn't know. This. He looks like a Ute shaman.
Does he look like a mundane Ute shaman or a magical one? With my 2 astral sensing.
Let me look. I have to remember.
At some point in this conversation, I'm going to be like, you gotta believe this, guys.
Oh, please, no.
You guys.
Have you rolled in a
Jersey
sensing roll?
Beach, New Jersey.
Yeah, I got 2 successes. I'm 2 up, so there's 2 other people behind me at the moment.
And is there a There's no opposition to that, right?
Well, unless they've initiated and have the appropriate meta magics.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He seems mundane, but you have a feeling he's not.
So I have a feeling that he's pretending to be mundane and is a powerful magic user, successfully making me think he's mundane. Gotcha.
Well, at least powerful enough to look mundane.
Teach me your trick.
He introduces himself. He says, I go by Guide, and I would like you to investigate some strange glyphs that have been appearing in the Denver Matrix. Anytime somebody notices them, and any trace of them, images, mention, etc., from the Matrix just disappear. So the only descriptions I have are all word of mouth, and I need evidence.
Yeah, this really doesn't seem like our thing.
And what description do you have of the glyphs?
I don't. I need to know what they look like. I just know that strange glyphs. They seem. People say that you'll recognize them when you see them. Appear in various places, and if any of you do a quick matrix search, you'll find that there is mention of weird glyphs appearing here and there and then disappearing. I need, let's call it, to use an archaic term, photographic proof, so that I can study it and try to figure out what their meaning is. They often, almost immediately after people notice them, they're deleted without any trace, just gone, just a few hours after appearing. I will offer you twice what you were paid on your last run.
I mean, how do you? Oh wow, we got paid 40,000 each.
I know that is not true.
You Utes, you guys are crazy.
See.
You guys are going to get offered 9,000 new yen each.
I guess it's a good payday.
All right, but
So-
seriously, I wipe my butt with 9,000. Can you do better?
I will support our quote face trying to raise the income.
I'm sure Stiletto, since you appear to be familiar with our previous run, can vouch for our services. Are we allowed to, if we're at the negotiation stage, can Kenny also roll to assist?
Yeah.
Woo, teamwork test.
So far, I'm seeing one extra die.
I'm helping.
I will spend an edge to maybe reroll one of my fails.
I already rolled. It's okay. We got 5.
I'm not there, but so I can't help it.
I have to find his. He gets his specialization in etiquette as a help, right?
No, not when you're negotiating.
What? Surely knowing his manners and saying please and thank you helps a lot.
I will use my temporary edge to make him reroll 1.
Do we really want to play this game?
Of course we do. Why else would we show up?
So he has 2 hits, so you're at net 3, but he wants you to re-roll 4.
I could have had him reroll more.
Well, that was your mistake.
Okay, I will have him reroll 2 more.
What?
I'll have him reroll 2 more.
You can't do that.
Why not?
You already said 1.
Okay, and now we want him to roll another one. And
No,
then
you can only do 1 edge action.
I know. I'm just having it Continue.
No, this is not an extended test.
Once I found out how he was his counter offer, I wanted him to reroll 3 instead of 1.
Uh-huh. Well, reroll your 4. We'll see if it even matters.
Ah,
Nice.
Nice. So you're at 4, and he's at 2, so you're net 2. Which, go ahead.
Good question. It's 1 edge to get them to re-roll a die, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll blow my edge. Get him to re-roll. I haven't done my edge action yet.
only I can.
Yeah, only the one in the test.
Fair enough.
The most you guys would be able to do is give Jack edge by spending 2 for 1. But you're still net 2, which is he will give you an additional 40%.
Ooh, nice.
So that's
I wanted to be net more.
I guarantee you did. I need to find my notes and make more notes.
I'm just gonna protest on the basis that it's the shady of the GM to roll and then decide how much edge the NPC was gonna spend.
So an extra 3,600.
It's 900 per 40%. Yeah, no, it's 900 per hit. So you had 2 hits, right? So that's 1,800. So you're looking at 10,800 each.
Okay, so not 40%. Got it.
Yeah, it was 20% per hit.
All right.
Which I'm just trying to limit income. I don't want you guys to be like, oh, I have 1,000,000 Nuyen. I'm just gonna buy this win.
Well, what
Combat helicopter you wouldn't let us have?
20% per hit is 1,800 a hit.
Huh?
Joke's on you. I'm already halfway to some mil-spec armor.
No, it's 20% of your previous run payout.
Oh, previous run payout, not the 9,000. Got it.
Right.
Okay, because I was like, wait a minute.
So behind the curtain, you were looking at 200 to 300% of your last run payout.
Just let me know what is the number? What is the number I'm writing down for rewards?
It is 10,800. 10800.
Yep.
And he will give you 20% up front if you need it.
Well, I mean, if I could muster like another 15,000, I could buy my Drekis deck and be a support to Kenichi.
I'm pretty sure that's more than 20%.
What type of gear does he think we're gonna need to accomplish this?
Roll. This is for the NPC, but I want you to roll it. Roll, whoever wants, one of you roll your edge. Whoever has the highest edge, probably.
Definitely not Andriga.
Not Jack.
Actually, do any of you have any hardware knowledges?
I do. Like, what kind of hardware knowledges?
Just do you what knowledge skills or knowledges do you have?
Security systems and vehicle and drone models. That's pretty much it.
Kenichi, do you have any hacking hardware type knowledges? Or Andriger?
Hardware? More on the software side. Hacker groups, matrix host design, tech companies, not really hardware.
Actually,
I
yeah,
specialize in hardware and electronics, but that's
you guys have enough experience. You're smart enough. At least one of you has got to be smart enough to realize that if things are disappearing from the Matrix, what's the best way to keep a copy of it that can be seen afterwards?
Disconnect it from the Matrix.
I.e., hard copy. You can get printers for your comlinks. Little portable printers. It's actually an equipment item.
Yep.
So if you like did a screen grab and printed it out, then whatever's deleting them from the Matrix can't really do that unless they come take it from you.
Ah, I see. Turning it into physical, not digital, so it can't be removed digitally. Makes sense.
Yes.
All right, let's go find some of that stuff. Hey, what's
wonder
the name of this one?
Quick question, just first aid doesn't require to spend supply, a medkit supply, does it? Just the actual longer term healing, right?
Answer for Jack. The name of the mission.
Yeah.
It's called A Certain Glow. It's mission 4. What was your question, Andrew, about for
Medkit
medkits?
supplies. Does first aid use require a medkit supply or just the healing?
How much do the supplies cost?
It's not listed in the CRB. I believe the SRM ruling was as long as you have a med kit, you can apply first aid and it doesn't take supplies.
That seems fair. I mean, it used to be there was a first aid kit in Genesis for 50 Nuyen. Apparently, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, Pegasus Publishing added it to the German rulebook, so Tyrannian added it to Genesis.
I mean, first aid is basic first aid. So yeah, I would say as long as you have a med kit and at least one set of supplies for it, then you're probably fine.
Yeah, it's like a gauze pad and
Some antiseptic cream, etc.
antiseptic cream, some wraps, a band-aid. It's not
Couple of aspirin.
it's not $100 trauma pack with nanomites going in and repairing ruptured tissues
And if you were ever in the military, it's actually ibuprofen because take 2 Motrin and everything's fixed.
So 20% is actually the 10,800, right? So I would be willing to put 2,500 of my money if somebody else wanted to do 2,500 of their money to get Andrigga that rig, so he can help with the matrix stuff if we need it.
No, I needed 15,000, not 5,000, so I don't think we can afford it.
No. He said he'd give us 20%. 20% is 10,800. So if we give you 5,000 more,
Wait, how do you get that?
That's literally what the offer was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
right.
the entire offer is 10.8.
But there's 5 of us.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
There's 5 of us, so 20%
Yeah.
is 10,800. So if you're gonna take that, if Andrigga takes that as his cut, we give him the 10,800 now. Then I'll chip in 2,500 of my own money right now to give him that if somebody else or the other 3 want to do to make up the 2,500.
Yeah, Jack will go ahead and loan Andrigger the remainder.
Yeah.
And while you were discussing this, Guy just disappears.
All right.
Does he
Well,
disappear like a spirit into the astral since I'm still dual natured at the moment?
He just disappears.
How did you do that?
Oh, please.
Echo, echo, echo.
And crickets. So you guys are shuffling money around. Make sure you keep track of that.
Yep. I just took it off of mine.
Cool. So, how much money is coming in so I can deduct the amount and then?
So you'll have 15,000. You'll have 15,800 is what you'll get because you'll get 10,800 for the 20%, 25 from me, and 25 from Jack.
Well, I have a better idea. How about we get the 20% and Kenny just fronts 5,000 and the rest of you don't worry about it?
Either way.
Because I said it first.
Okay, whatever.
We're all so helpful. We're gonna fight over who gets to help.
Kenny will just sit over here on all his massive Nuyen and not do anything.
Buy that helicopter eventually.
Maybe.
Or a submarine. I hear they're cheap. Jetpacks are a thing.
I do know jetpacks are a thing.
Ew, and you could rig her into it. I was thinking about that. I was like, ooh, hey.
I just want to see that crash test. How high up were you?
Can I get a rigger cocoon for a jetpack?
Pretty sure that it doesn't have enough points.
Oh man.
So you've been asked to locate some of the glyphs for guide to study, He did leave you with a com code. It seems like a dead drop type code.
Like a leaf with a com code written on it just fluttered in the air and
Yeah.
disappeared.
No, Kenny did it also. You only owed it to Kenny, apparently.
Jack's fighting over it, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Fine. Jack will let Kenny have all the glory.
I think Kenny just wants to make sure he has backup. The one thing to keep in mind is, and on the outside of a host, sure, you can back each other up. But once you get into a host, you both are going to have to get into the host separately. It's not a matter of one guy gets in and the other guy's in also.
Right.
Really?
True.
I thought once
True,
one
but
person
I can
was
at
in,
least
they
get him
could-
into. I can at least help him get in there, though, right?
Yeah. No, that's specifically been called out by Banshee or somebody in the know.
Oh, okay, I thought you could give administrative access with administrator access, but
No, I would have thought that too, but that's real world networking creeping into game that doesn't work. Because I would think, oh, you just hack the shadow file, right?
yeah, edit file action, right?
Right. That's what I would think, but nope.
It makes sense from a game balancing perspective, though,
Yes.
'cause, otherwise, if you have two people who are accessing a server, they could, once one person gets a high Overwatch score, they could reset, and then the other person just let them back in.
Yeah, there would be a lot of shenanigans. Plus, your OP4 hosts and such would have to be built to withstand X number of hackers' dice pools, which would be ridiculous.
Well, and then Op4 would be able to do the same cheesy stuff to the players.
Also true.
Also, Chuz, I assume it's okay if I retroactively take off the gunnery and instead say that I was working on getting my cracking one instead.
What?
I just realized
Making changes in the middle of a run? Yeah, I don't care.
I would totally always like that. It was totally that way from the very
Uh-huh.
beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I got gunnery, so that's where you probably.
Though this is kind of this run was kind of the cutoff, so heck, it's even the cutoff by SRM rules. You started your 4th mission, even though this is not an SRM mission.
Session.
Oh yeah, it's been several sessions because it took y'all forever to do the first mission.
No,
I just wasn't
Three.
expecting to be able to muster enough cash for a deck this particular session. That's all.
Yeah. So what are we doing? You're in the park. You've ordered your deck. I assume you're going to pick that up somewhere.
Yep.
I'll drive us.
What is the availability on that?
It's only availability 3, but I think it might be an I. Yeah, it's only availability 3, but it is technically illegal. With the I.
You might need to go visit somebody that knows how to get these things. You may or may not know somebody that can do that.
Get some contacts.
Well, a couple of you have spoken to somebody that can maybe do that.
Yeah.
I think I got loyalty 1 from the person who was what's Sam? I think it was, wasn't it? The one who was tinkering with stuff like that.
Yep, Sam is the one that has the electronics store on Paradise Row. Paradise Lane, rather.
There you go.
Why did I think it was Row? How did you get my image?
It's pretty easy when you know what you're doing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Hey, you're a tech guy too. I mean.
Yeah, we're going to pretend that I don't know how to use F12. That I don't use it regularly for work and play. All right, I'll do rolls, but I mean, she's going to be able to find that for you. We'll see if she can get it quickly. She can, and one hit shy. So let's see, what would that be? Maybe what's the cost on that?
24,000 something or other. I put it in the chat.
It's going to be 10% more expensive because she has to grease some palms to get one quickly.
Kenny, can I buy another 2,500?
Sure.
Anyway,
In fact, I only need $2,000, so I'll owe you 7 then.
So I have to ask, does this deck have like electronically inscribed on it somewhere? This deck owned by Kenny and loaned to.
Up to Kenny. It is literally the Drekus deck you can get. It is the cheapest one, so.
All the personas created on it have to be blue, man.
Blue Men, like from the Blue Man Group.
yep.
Yeah, they look like
Yeah.
Blue Man Group in honor of Kenny.
Fair. If you're trying for 10%, it's 2,475.
I know, it's literally easy math. I was just trying to roll it, and somehow I managed to mess it up by adding a 0.
I was gonna say how it looks like it worked. Oh, it didn't like 0.1. It wanted 0.1.
Oh, never mind, it did work. It did work. I'm just dumb. It's basic math, and I'm screwing it up. Never mind.
This is why you use spreadsheets for everything.
I don't know how to actually do math. I know how to make machines do math.
Exactly.
No. Using spreadsheets for everything is this is the result.
Exactly. This is what our world is going to come to.
Oh, I gotta do math every day. I'm good with it.
So you've arranged pickup. She's going to be able to have it ready for you within an hour. So that's negligible time. It's against early evening. He didn't really give you a time frame on this. Obviously, Happy Johnson's mean further jobs. So
Kenny does have plenty of work to do, I feel like, while we're waiting on the deck, though.
sure, you got an hour's worth of work to do.
Well, first thing, he wants to try and poke around local forums and whatnot, look for eyewitness reports on this, and see if he can pinpoint some of the places this might be popping up.
A few locations come up. It looks like the most recent one was as I frantically scroll. Most recent one was seen in Chinatown, and it hasn't been reported as missing because it just came up like a few minutes prior. Found in Chinatown at an underground games room owned by the Golden Triangle Triad. The me feed that's talking about it says that it showed up on one of the slot machines. It kind of like overrode the AR for the slot machine.
Interesting. See, Kenny does find this interesting, very intriguing, because back in his wilder youth days, when he was first developing his abilities, one of the things he liked to do while running around Tokyo was actually cyber graffiti. And one of his life path modules is Matrix Vandal. One of his very early modules. He's grown out of that sense.
So if I ask you to do any knowledge rolls during this session, I'm going to have you remind me of that because that would probably give you some sort of expertise.
And he wants to make note of any locations, and then, if possible, kind of really quickly flip forward through, like, pinpoint those locations and see if anything interesting happened in, like, a brief time frame after they showed up.
That is the only one you can find mention of. You get kind of, I may be misusing this word, kind of ephemeral references, but there's no direct references to previous sightings. But you get you can, with your searching, you get the idea that there's conversations happening about it, but none of them directly mention it. It's like all direct mention is just poof, gone.
Got it. Somebody's cleaning.
I think that was the right use of ephemeral. Now I'm going to have to Google.
I don't think there's anything ladylike about this situation.
I will stab you.
Well, unfortunately, I only named 2 of my 4 contacts. I forgot to name the other 2. But I've never used any of my contacts yet.
That was a bad use of the word ephemeral. You're using a contact?
Yes, I would use a contact. I have a friend back in Tokyo. They're a sysop. They were one of the people that I went to school with back in technical school, and now they're running a system over in Tokyo. And I wanted to ask them. What do I want to ask them? I feel like just the generic asking about, have you heard of something like this is dumb. What sort of, well, I mean, I know how this would happen. It's just basically hacking it. What other information can we get out of this? I'm asking the group for suggestions on what I should ask my contact.
I'm drawing a blank.
Ask them if they've heard any creepypastas related to the Denver Matrix.
Like Denver Matrix ghost stories?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Like Denver Matrix lore that could have some remote connection to people popping up weird glyphs. Although they
you
are based in
probably
Tokyo.
don't want to prime them for the information you're looking for.
Oh, right, got it.
And what is this contact?
They're that person because I forgot to name them. And
they're a matrix engineer. Now you do realize that they're 15 hours ahead of you, right?
Oh, right.
So it's now probably mid-morning in Tokyo.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, but they're Matrix people. They're probably online. They are probably up all night.
They're Matrix people. They're probably asleep.
Yeah, they probably were up all night.
It's fine. They could just drink a little extra coffee. But
Let's
guess
be real, it's an energy drink.
Kenny's. I'm not sure how to word it. Maybe Kenny, with his Matrix expertise and being a Matrix fan in the past, will have a better way to word it. But he wants to kind of ask them. I know you're out in Tokyo, but in your time, kind of paying attention to goings on in the Matrix, has anything happened that could tie back to this? Like any weird goings on in the Denver Matrix that might be related, but without actually giving too much detail.
Might be related to what? I get where you're going, but I'm not sure what the final destination is. What are you asking about? Like random graffiti that disappears or something else?
Yeah, like that.
I mean, people vandalize all the time. You know, it's in your past. I know you did it around here. I had to clean up some of your messes.
But I mean, for it to be this clean, it has to be either a pretty good hacker or an organization or something else.
I would concur with your conclusion, yes. I mean, like, that's God can get rid of things sort of like that. Usually, though, when somebody cleans up, there's usually still some evidence left as to where it came from or whatever if you dig deep enough. And you're saying that it's completely disappearing?
As far as I know, I haven't directly looked at any of these places, but yeah, it's even like just poking around the internet, there's like very indirect rumors of this happening, but even like first person mention or direct mentioning of it is gone. They're able to track down and just erase accounts of it.
That definitely seems very powerful or like a concerted effort of a team.
Exactly.
Or maybe some rogue AI or a team of hackers. It's hard to say.
Oh shit, AI. Kenny had not considered AI yet, but that's a good point.
I mean, what else is there on the Matrix? There's sprites, but they're kind of AI adjacent. And then there's hackers, and then there's... That's it. Then there's normal losers.
I guess we'd have to see it to get more details from there. I don't know. Sorry to wake you up.
There's a coffee with my name on it somewhere.
How far away? Well, because of noise and the way the thing is laid out, you can't actually hack across the continent anymore, can you?
I don't think that's something that's in the dice per se for players or NPCs directly. I think I've read some fiction where it happens, but
If Kenny had the power, he would totally use Puppeteer to hack the nearest Soykov dispenser for him.
Actually, I don't know that noise is really a thing because while physical distance does exist in the Matrix, as long as it's connected to a, like, you're hopping from host to host, you should be able to reach
you
wherever
would
you're trying
think,
to go.
but at that point, then noise only matters if you're in really remote locations.
I
And
thought that was the whole point of noise.
It's part of it.
Well, so the other thing is
signal
if your Neo Tokyo sysop friend has a data tap that he can just plug in somewhere near the device, then yeah, noise isn't a factor. It's a factor from the data tap.
That's also true.
Anyways. Well, that connection was not nearly as fruitful because Kenny didn't know the right questions to ask, maybe, but
I don't know. I think I, the GM, think you were steered in the right path, or at least a path.
Jack's gonna reach out to a contact to see if she knows of any contacts, or if she can reach out to her local contacts.
I swear to God, if it's that superhero costume designer.
If there's any strange happenings from that the local chapter members have noticed.
And what are you asking her?
See if any of the local chapter deckers have noticed anything strange, or just trying to get us a lead.
Local to her or to you?
Well, she's a member of the Shadow chapters. So
Right, but you said local. So, okay, local to Denver. Okay. So it's kind of out of her expertise because she's Seattle, but yeah.
Actually, I think she came from. I think she came from Denver to Seattle. But anyways,
she will have to get back to you.
that's fine.
What is the rule for whether they answer the phone? I can't remember. The new one.
It's loyalty. You roll a d6, and if it's over the, if it has to be over the connection rating. I think that's it, isn't it?
I think you might be right, yeah. I may have to add a button for that. Maybe give it a little telephone icon right beside the roll loyalty. I like that idea, actually. So yeah, she's gonna have to get back to you. She doesn't know anything offhand because she's not been, paying attention to Denver for a while. But she'll see what she can find out. She seems willing to do it free of charge, but first hit's always free, right?
Sure. I mean, I still owe her dinner, so.
Side note, not related to this session. We need all of the Shadowrun pre-gens that are in Shadowrun resources, right?
Huh? What?
In DWB RPG, the Shadowrun resources channel, do we need all of those pre-gens still? DWB's trying to clean up, and he's asking me.
I don't think so. No.
So you don't care if they get deleted?
Like, we should probably take a snapshot of them, but no, I don't care. I don't think anybody uses them out of the Shadowrun Resources channel.
Yeah, I think we usually just tell people to look at them there, but then they use them from the lobbies.
Maybe consolidate them to just one flipping Google Drive instead of 50 million different links to each individual one.
Yeah, it would kind of clean that up and have less links. You could even folder them so that they're still in their separation like they are.
Anyway,
Tell them to give me access to it. I'll fix it. No, I won't. That's too much work.
I've been tempted to clean that up, but I know Dust Knight's put a lot of work into it, organizing the 5e and 6e stuff. Even though I don't think anybody plays 5e on the server. Analytical mind. What? What are you hacking there, Andriger?
No, I was just testing to make sure it all worked okay.
Yeah, to see if you put it in right.
Rolling out with the first deck. Still smells like plastic.
Exactly. Kenny's not going to be alone, at least until he's into the actual host.
Ah, the sweet, sweet smell of silicon. Joy for deckers and strippers galore.
But at least I'll be able to support him in fight.
Be careful how you enter the host. It does matter.
Yeah. The nice thing about backdoor is you don't accrue OS just for existing in the host because it's quote unquote legal admin access. Basically, you prepaid your OS score with your with its resistance to your probes.
Both my attack and sleaze are both 3 because I figure shifting over my 4 to data processing is probably the best option, right?
It depends on what you're trying to do.
Well, let's face it, a 3 or a 4 for a rating is still rat shit, so I'm going to be giving them edge no matter what, right?
Whoa, back to the chat we had before. Is he getting rid of our channel?
He's doing a lot of shuffling of things. I'm not sure. This is the first I've heard of it.
It looks like he's getting rid of the Shadowrun channel. Or he's just moving resources under.
It's gonna become part of miscellaneous game chat, its own forum thread or whatever.
I don't want to have to deal with miscellaneous game chat just to see Shadowrun stuff.
The forums work differently. They're like sub-channels almost. I haven't played with them a lot to know for sure.
It isn't working for me. I don't understand it.
Well, the servers also at points been right up at the actual channel hard limit. That's why the private channels for server members went away to some extent.
And then it gave him back to all the. Yeah.
And then some of them went away, like mine, because it wasn't being used. So any more legwork being done?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for her to get back to me.
Yep, sorry, I can't do nothing. I got no matrix contacts right now. Sorry. I'll look for one.
I can help you if you need protection or you need someone knocked off.
Yep, but to build stuff, get parts, engineering stuff. Yeah, I got that.
I can also sneak into a place if you don't mind them knowing who snuck in.
Is it really considered sneaking if they know who you are?
Look, the problem is there aren't a whole lot of people with wings.
So you know that there's one quote-unquote active glyph, and that is currently reported to be in a Golden Triad casino, underground casino in Chinatown. I say casino; it's a game room. There's no more specificity other than it's attached to one of the arcade machines. And arcade in this instance is not Pac-Man. This is a thing here in Florida. I came to Florida, and I'm in a tiny area, and I was seeing arcades. They're called arcades in like every little strip mall, and I'm like, they got a lot of entertainment for kids here. So I went into one of them, and it was not Pac-Man. It's gambling machines, and I don't understand how they're doing it because gambling's illegal, but they're gambling machines.
There's
that's
a
fine.
bar in Columbus called 8-Bit Arcade that has a bunch of old arcade machines from when my dad was a child. But you can go in there and play video games and the arcade machines for free. Like they're set up so you just tap the button and you can play it as many times as you want.
That's cool. That's what I thought these were. Well, probably quarter machines or whatever. But anyway. So yeah, did I hear somebody say they wanted to go to the Golden Triad arcade?
Yes, Jackson.
Sure.
Yep,
Good idea.
seems like a good idea.
So who all's going? Jack and
I'll
Clutch
drive him.
Penny.
and Kenny
Andriger as well.
and Andriger and Kai.
Kai is definitely going to go play some poker.
All right. I don't think that's a thing. Video poker would be.
That tells people when they're lying.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like you're the perfect person to be playing poker. Yeah, I definitely would not give the other players at least 2 edge every round. So it's your typical underground place, i.e., nondescript from the street. But if you pay too much attention, there's a bit more traffic going in and out than you would expect for a laundry.
Wait, laundry?
I was just a random facade for it.
Oh, okay.
Kai's gonna go up and knock on the speakeasy door.
Typical triad person answers it. What?
I heard this was a place to have some fun.
What? No, that's the parlor up the street.
So this is a place to not have fun.
I mean,
Is this a place to spend some New Yen?
yeah, we'll take your new yen. How much you got?
Yeah. Maybe we can see what you're peddling before we start throwing out New Yen.
Give me a influence roll.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is gonna end well.
I'll help him.
Nope.
Oh.
Great. This will be great.
Actually, you can help him because you were in the conversation. I love it when the non-faces try and infiltrate. Holy crap!
Wow.
You just
That-
got 5 out of 5?
That is impressive.
Nice.
That is
The question is, how many? You got 100% hit rate. How many dice or how many? What skill do you have in influence there?
I have Korean influence and only 2 charismas.
No, I'm asking Kenny because he can only use his influence rating as extra dice.
Oh, I have 3 in influence. So
Okay, so you can add 3 dice.
rolling twice as many dice and got 2 less hits.
That's enough, though. I mean, you just needed basically 1 hit. I'm not. It's not an opposed test either. So, so he'll let you in. 5 of you. Ooh, you better have a lot of New Yen. Watch your P's and Q's. We don't need any trouble here. We don't want any undue attention either.
I mean,
Is anybody trying to sneak weapons in?
Yes.
What are you trying to sneak in?
My
To be specific, what type of weapon are you trying to sneak in?
my Yamaha Pulsar 2, which is a taser.
A taser? Um,
Yes.
he
My
they
nightshade suit also has two hidden pockets, but
they pat you down and specifically pat that. What's the concealment on that? It's probably uh pistol, light pistol,
Yeah,
I
it's
think so.
which is a pretty high concealment rating.
I have to look that up because I don't have that written down on my sheet.
I'm gonna say that they're not really interested in finding anything small like that, but they directly pat it and don't notice it. But please look that up so that I know later. So you get through. Anybody else sneaking any weapons in?
Nope, I'll just have my drone outside.
In my mind.
Drone
Well,
outside.
so
There's
so I'm hearing battle of the wits with an unarmed man.
well,
does
Kenny.
magic count as a does magic count as a weapon considering she's got her FP whatever?
Is it an actual SMG or is it like built into her?
It's built into her, but she does look human.
But does it look human or does it look like a human android walking around with a gun for a hand type thing?
I assume it looks as human as you allow it to be. I mean, I did invest the max to get the availability 6 realistic features to make her pass for human. And she is wearing that wonderful plastic coat that I made.
They're probably going to ask you to remove the SMG.
In that case, I'll get her to wait outside. Ready to charge in should the need arise.
Yeah, my drone's looking for a window or something in case he needs to come in.
We'll have our drones be buddies and just wander around the place looking for a window together.
So wait, what are you doing with the window?
I'm looking. Mine's a fly-in drone, so I'm looking for a window or something I can, if I need to shoot in or something to get into the thing.
So once they let you through the door, you go down a flight of stairs to a sub-level, so you're going to be below street level.
That's fine. I gave it instructions to look for a window, so I guess it's looking for a window.
Oh, that's fine. It'll probably map the entire outside for you.
Nice.
You have give me perception, two of you. You guys can figure out which two.
For
I got 9
inside or
dice total for perception for visual, or
inside or outside?
You'll be inside.
I got 9 dice for visual perception if that's relevant.
I got like 7 dice.
I got 9 dice for perception.
So you guys
if
can
it's
do it.
visual perception.
So you guys can do it.
Sorry, I forgot. I boosted my intuition, so it's actually 10.
Between the two of you, you guys do notice there are quite a few guards. You probably don't want to go too loud in here, because there will be bodies, yours or somebody else's. It's not super busy, but there's a fair number of customers in quote. And it's a fairly decent sized place. Say we're gonna say it's roughly 45 meters on a side. With tables interspersed with machines, typical casino type thing.
All right. Looking around, do we see anything weird on the ARs?
I mean, this place is going to have a lot of noise in AR because in my brain, in the future, slot machines are just spammy AR monsters. If you've ever been in a casino, you know how they are now with the video, the flashing lights, the noises, etc. They just have taken that to a whole new level in AR also. So you'll probably, if you're looking for something out of the ordinary, you'll probably need to like walk the floor and physically observe, if that makes sense. You can't like see the whole place from the stairwell.
No, Kenny's going in. He's gonna walk around.
And just keep in mind, anybody that has a way of seeing AR is able to perceive the matrix and look for things like that.
Oh yeah.
Some of you may not have the expertise to spot it easily, but you never know. Lucky dice, right?
Yes.
Fair enough. Chiz, I'm having a hard time finding the concealment in the core rulebook.
It's in the equipment section.
It's like right at the start of the chapter, isn't it?
I think it's close to, yes. I'm not looking at it, but I believe that's the right area.
It's before weapons, like within the first couple pages of the chapter.
So you guys are all basically just wandering around looking like you're just trying to find the lucky machine?
Yes.
Andrigo will stick with Kenny or somebody else if we're splitting the party.
Yeah, I'll go run a machine or something.
So how are we split up? We've got Andriger and Kenny and anybody else?
Yeah, Jack will be in with them.
I just always remember the adage: don't split the party.
Yeah, but that's a D&D adage. That has nothing to do with Shadowrun. Always split the party.
Kai has
Not wrong.
Cyberized, so they will go ahead and start looking around in AR.
I also got Cyber Eyes. I will be with Kai, I guess.
All right, I've moved you on the map just for a visual reference for myself. So you're just looking for anything that doesn't seem like your typical gaming machine spam.
Yeah, I mean, glyphs for now, or weird symbols, or
Well, again, if you've been in modern casinos now in real life, they've got all kind of weird symbols.
Yep.
something
We
that
did
stands out and looks different.
we did buy the printers, right? Somebody did, right?
Yes, somebody did. And you're all on Kenny's pan, so you can communicate back and forth. So if somebody's cyber eyes spot it or whatever device spots it, you can send it to the printer.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Of course, that will take an actual action to do.
Sounds good. In the meantime, if I don't see anything, I'll just start gambling.
So you are gambling. How many new yen are you dropping at a pop? Are you going to be a big spender or penny machine?
I'll go to the smaller one to begin with to blend in.
Fun fact: penny machines these days, sure they're penny machines, but like minimum bet 50 cents, and that's in today's money.
Yeah, I usually do like the nickel machines. That's like like $5 minimum bet.
Yeah, I'm too cheap for that. Okay, so it's good. You're spending money, so that actually helps you.
Jack's going straight high roller room.
Nice.
There actually isn't a high roller room that you can see.
Well, he wants to go to the highest limit table he can afford.
Okay, there's probably what is that game with the
Baccarat.
no, the one with the tiles.
Oh, I forget.
Are you talking?
Mahjong.
Mahjong is what I was looking for. That's a gambling game, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's probably a mahjong table. Might be baccarat. Baccarat is very popular in some circles. But either way, you find a table where you can drop a couple hundred new yen a hand or whatever.
I will probably go there then.
All right.
I was thinking that high roller would be like a couple thousand.
Well, that's the real high roller, but I'm talking about the highest table, public table. In my head, a place like this, you don't just walk into the high roller room. You have to drop some money and make yourself noticed to get invited to something like that.
No, that makes sense. I hadn't thought about it that deeply.
I've seen a few James Bond movies. That's how it works, right?
Exactly. Go look for the smarmiest guy with the ugliest bodyguard and take his money.
Or donate a lot of money and smile the whole time.
Prior to going in, Jack would have used fashion to spruce his outfit up, kind of make himself look
Are you,
more in.
what are you wearing? Is it like a sparkly sequin suit or something a little less noticeable?
Oh no, Jack's usually just got like on a white Henley and some slacks.
Kai is wearing a nightshade suit.
Yeah,
So he'll turn the Henley into like a collared shirt, and some type of nice slacks.
I got like
with
a
dress
sleeveless.
shoes.
I got like a sleeveless vest on with a jacket over it. That's pretty much all I got. So
Kenny's rocking a Mortimer coat and with the electrochromic clothing features. So he'll load up some sort of funky, interesting looking pattern to look sufficiently nerdy for an arcade room.
All right. I mean, I figure an arcade room like this has probably got your old people just dropping, the penny slots, and then it's got some college level kids that think they're going to get rich because they've got a system that it's just got to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't the old people games be pachinko?
Maybe I love pachinko. I want one of those machines. I would drop marbles all day long just to watch them go ting 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 ting.
I'm just
That's
thinking
Plinko.
because it's a triad gambling den.
Yeah, well, it's going to be all that stuff and then some. So you guys are actually dropping some money. I'll let you decide how much you're willing to lose because that's free will. But go ahead and subtract some new yen. Get each of you that's gambling. Each of you that's gambling. Hold it a minute. Each of you that's gambling needs to tell me in chat how much you're betting at a time, and give me an edge roll. And if you have the edge, you may pre-edge that roll.
I don't know why edge would be.
Edge is supposed to reflect luck.
Well, yeah, but the other attributes factor in as well.
When you say how much we're gambling, are you talking about in total or each individual bet?
Each bet. Actually, I'll tell you what. You can do edge and logic or edge and intuition. Yeah. I feel like charisma. If you were playing a game, you could bluff.
Or intuition's fine too.
Well, some people just raw logic. No.
Palm mahjong tiles?
No. That might get you in trouble. I mean, you could try, but that might get you in big trouble.
Yeah, probably.
Losing fingers levels of trouble. Health magic? What? Oh.
Yeah, I'll use intuition.
Oh, what I was saying about intuition versus logic. Some people will logic, they're like, okay, this table for blackjack, if it says I have to do this, that, and the other. And some people they're counting cards and not even realizing they're doing it. That's intuition to me. The natural, as it were.
Edge intuition roll, so I'm just gonna do an edge roll and then have my intuition be the modifier.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you could do.
Five hits, dice roll 10, 100 yen bet.
That's pretty good.
My attributes are still boosted, are they not?
Yeah. Unless he dropped it to do his intuition.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I'll just drop my charisma.
I mean, you could totally drop my logic down. That's fine.
Okay, so
Still have 6, but anyways.
I was gonna go with like a threshold of 3, so I don't bankrupt you guys. Above 3, you get that times your bet. So Jack, you would walk out $200 richer or 200 new yen richer. Kai, you would have. What was your bet? You didn't say.
I sent it to you as a DM.
Oh, so you'd be losing 2 times that. I don't see the DM.
Be 500 million.
And Kenny would have gained 1. I don't see what you were betting either.
100. It's up above the rolls.
You would have gained 100 new yen.
And I'm just at the slot machine, so I'm doing like 5 apiece. And I got 1 hit, so I lost probably.
Yeah, that was Kai. So you would have lost. You would have lost whatever your bet was times 2. Times 2.
Times 2.
Yeah, 3 would have been break even. Below would be loss. Above would be win.
Got it.
I just made that up on the fly, just so it spread things out a little. You're like me, Andrigger. You're like watching other people play, going, "Oh, that's cool. How's that work?" I could spend hours in a casino watching other people lose money.
Fair enough. I was just checking and I don't know, Jack or whoever acting like arm candy.
So also, I would like you guys to give me perception rolls, matrix perception, actually. And remember, if your device has, oh no, that's something different. Never mind. Yeah, matrix perception rolls.
Matrix perception.
Oh, I saw. I thought that was Kenny. I was like, only 2 rolls from Kenny. What the heck?
Also, Kenny is sustaining his emulate overclock right now. Get some wild dice.
Where do I find?
That's true. I've also got the overclock program. So what do I pick for the matrix perception thing? Because there's untrained whatnot again. So do I think trained meant specialized or something, didn't it?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
The Matrix.
When I just click the matrix perception button in roles, it gives me untrained, trained, etc. Should I
Do you-
specialize because of the overclocking?
So you're using overclock?
Yeah, I might as well leave it running. I've got the program.
1 second. Let me mess with your sheet. Go ahead and cancel that roll.
I do not know where the roll is.
Well, no, the prompt, if it was prompting you for the wild die or whatever. So you have overclock on, but do you have... You do have the modifications turned on. Okay, so is that matrix underscore overclock? I believe it is.
Sorry, I was a bit distracted by Mum. What did you say?
I'm making overclock magical, maybe.
He's talking to himself. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to figure out what I need to do. And we're doing matrix perception?
That's what you asked for.
Yeah, okay, so the overclock kicked in. You see that? I turned on the modification for matrix overclock.
Question though, is the wild dice a separate die?
It's
No, it replaces one of your.
exactly. It pulls the first roll, first die from your roll.
Oh, okay. So I would.
Yeah.
So the way I did it, I used modifiers and wild die. I put 1 for modifier, 1 for wild die. So I technically need to add another die, right?
I believe for matrix overclock, I believe that's built in. Yeah, because I'm seeing 1 plus 6 for Andrigger, and then plus 1 times 2, and the times 2 is the 2 dice for overclock. So for matrix stuff, if you're using the magical overclock, like I just set up for Andrigger, then it's automatic. So I need to set yours up, Kenny.
Yes, please, thank you.
I was just finding your roll on the screen.
I noticed that you've got matrix underscore overclock colon plus 1, yet it still does an extra 2. That's interesting.
What do you mean? Oh, the plus 1 is just turning it on. It's either 0 or 1. 0 being false, 1 being true.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Kenny, you are... I know it's a complex form, but we put that under programs.
I mean, yeah, if it's a program, I can just turn on and off. That'd be great.
Exactly, and of course when you're not sustaining it, and I'm going to make it work.
Yeah, I just rolled untrained because I don't know if I'm trained or not. So.
If you have... Do you have electronics? I think it's electronics.
I do have electronics, and I'm specialized in hardware.
Then, yeah, you are trained.
Oh, well, I rolled untrained and I got 4 hits. I guess I don't know what trained would get me. Or
If rolling untrained is a -1 modifier, so you could technically roll another die.
Yeah, that would fix it.
Nothing. So 4.
So you don't even have to tell it wild dice. You can turn that off, and you can turn off modifiers now.
Nice. Thank you.
Now the hits is the hits are included as well, I believe. Let's roll that again. Wow. No, you cannot use that roll. Yeah, so it's adding the 2 wild dice hits onto your hits.
Okay.
So for matrix rolls with overclock, the hits number is to be trusted. It's not that number plus 2 if you have a 5 or a 6. It's just that number. It's hard sometimes to remember what I've done magic to and what I haven't.
I wasn't quite sure with the post-processing what all you had going on.
Well, see, post-processing is new. Post-roll processing is new, and that's what allowed the matrix overclock and some other stuff to happen.
Yeah.
And the wild dice calculations and all that. So, yeah, okay. So I'm got to go back up and look. So, Kenny, you rolled the right number of dice, right?
So I used modifiers and wild dice. So I believe when I'm doing it that way, the wild die is added on.
So with Matrix, with Overclock, the program, you get plus 2 dice, and one of them is a wild die.
Right. I'm talking about my roll specifically. I added in 1 on the modifier and 1 on the wild die.
Okay, so you would have, and your wild die did nothing, so you would have had 5 hits.
Okay.
And Kai had 1, Shadowjack had 2.
I think I accidentally rolled the wrong thing.
Who's that?
Kai.
Yeah, you rolled perception. You can roll again, it's fine. Go ahead and roll matrix perception. Which may not be much, I don't know.
I'm gonna roll an unskilled use. Willpower.
So, should I roll, or do I just take the 1 success you got?
No, go ahead and roll for yourself.
And that's trained, right? Because I have 1 rating in it, or...
Yeah, if you have electronics, that's fine. I believe it's electronics plus whatever. So 0 hits. So far I'm seeing 5 hits for Kenny, which is not surprising.
4 for me.
I'm looking for the high number. 4 for Andrigger. So Kenny, you spot a machine that is displaying. It looks glitchy. It looks not right from a distance.
Okay. Obviously start moving a little closer, trying to check it out.
Okay. As you get closer, just as you can make out that there's something, what you might call a glyph, it disappears.
Didn't you print it immediately?
He didn't get a clear picture of it. It was like, it was kind of fuzzy in with the rest of the machine spam.
Gotcha.
So mechanically, to give you guys an idea, the glyph was running silently. So you had to get close enough to its physical location to see it. That's what I'm trying to express.
Right. And as soon as I was close enough, it vanished.
And with your perception and the 2 4s, which was Andrigger and who was it? Clutch?
Yep.
Yeah, Andrigger and Clutch. Give me a second. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row here. Yeah, so basically, that's what you see. It's there 1 second, then it's gone. And what would you like to do at that point?
Would I know if trying to run like a trace icon would give us me anything?
You would have to have an icon to trace.
Right. Okay.
And with that 5 and those 4s, you don't see any icons out of the ordinary. Like every icon you see, you can physically see somebody that it seems like it belongs to, and none of them seem to be interacting. I don't even know if you can perceive interactions, but you don't think that any of them were interacting with it when it poofed.
Okay. So, do I know anything enough about digital forensics to try and figure out if there's a way to immediately check for tampering on this?
Being a technomancer hacker, you probably have enough of an idea to know that there's things that you can do.
Okay.
I mean, it's sort of like magic. There's always that little trace left behind of matrix stuff, unless you do a really good cleaning job, but usually that takes a while.
Right.
So you could do, let's call that a matrix search.
Okay.
Unless you can think of something better. I mean, matrix perception to spot it, but you're trying to like dig deeper. So I feel like that would be either a matrix search or a hash check, maybe. Though you're not really in a device, so hash check doesn't kind of make sense.
Okay. Well, that's why I was asking. Like, I'm sure Kenny would know. Baron doesn't. I was hoping Chuz did. But we'll roll whatever you tell me to roll. All right, matrix search.
Yeah, I feel like search is best. Unless you have a better suggestion, I'm open to it.
No. I feel like I read something about this and then I forgot.
I think trace icon would be normally what you would do if you're trying to track somebody down or a device down. In this case, it's just a piece of spam, so it didn't move its location per se. It just gone.
All right. Well, I'm gonna holler at my friendly crack sprite that's hanging out in the background, and have them assist me on this.
Okay.
Is there any way I can assist you?
Yeah, you guys aren't in a host or anything.
I would definitely let Andrew.
I will
Anybody else?
also assist.
Do you have a matrix device? I assume you have a comlink.
I got a comp link and yep, RCC.
So electronics plus logic, then I guess.
Yes. Well, it would be your matrix matrix search button on the roles tab. How many dice do you have, Kenny? Or not dice, skill.
For electronics?
Yeah.
6.
So you can take. Looks like you've got the full +6.
Alrighty.
Nice.
And as you can see, that is a extended test.
Crap, I did not add the 6 in there.
That's all right. Go ahead and roll 6.
Modifiers on.
That's okay. Just roll 6 dice. Yeah, I turned it off when I was adjusting your character. So you've got 7 hits. That took you 10 minutes between the 4 of you. Anybody doing anything else during that 10 minutes? Jack? Kai?
More gambling.
More
Yeah,
gambling.
Continuing to gamble.
If you guys want to do those rolls again and press your luck. Yeah, make sure to mark off that task from that sprite.
Yep.
Your code is fading. So you guys had 7 hits. The only thing that you can tell is that not only did the glyph disappear just as you were getting to the point of being able to perceive it, you don't think you caused it to disappear. It's not Schrodinger's glyph. The act of perceiving it causes it to poof. But at the same time that it disappeared, you swear things that you read about it, directly mentioning it, also disappeared. You remember reading them, but you can't find them anymore on the Matrix.
Okay. So I just witnessed cleaning.
You just witnessed it being cleaned. Like bleached.
And it was kind of simultaneous too.
Yeah, it was nigh instantaneous because it didn't like fade out. It just was there, and as you got closer, poof, gone. You just happened to be observing it as it happened.
that's interesting. That leads me to believe something that's capable of running multiple processes at once or a group of people. Because I would think that unless you already have code in place to instantly, crawl the internet and eradicate stuff, it would have to be a little bit more active in tracking it all down and deleting it.
Yeah, because I mean, mechanically speaking, you can only do so many things in a round.
Exactly. And it all poofed at once.
So unless you're, as you said, if you're not a group of people, you would have to be ridiculously powerful.
Kenny will share all this information with the group and mention that he feels a little confused and not quite sure what they're dealing with, and it's probably pretty pretty powerful, and we could get all messed up.
So while that was happening, Kai and Shadow, if you guys want to do your luck roll to see if you ended up ahead or behind, you may. Elsewise, we can just say that you were playing to break even.
I already rolled. I got 3.
So you broke even anyway. Jack, were you wanting to gamble, or are you just playing to kill time?
I was playing the kill time.
Playing the mini game. So there is no longer a glyph here in this casino. And we have been doing this for just shy of 2 hours if you guys need a break. Do we need a...
I'm fine to continue.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm okay.
Jack?
If you wanted to break, just say you want to break.
Oh, no, I'm good. I still have iced tea left. That's usually when my break is refilling my drink.
Sounds like everyone's good to continue then.
I did not hear Jack say he was good. Are you good, Jack?
Yeah, Jack's good.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Those that are watching, sorry, you don't get a break, but you can always watch it on video on demand. So what would you like to do next?
So I feel like we almost have to try and be instantaneous in getting here if there's like a delay, because it's been here this long enough for us to find out about it and get here, and then it's gone.
It from your perception, it didn't seem like it was a matter of, like I said, you noticed it so it disappeared. It was just bad timing. Perhaps if you find one that is fresher, more fresh, anyway, a newer one, you'll have time that you can maybe stake it out or whatever.
Right, that's what Kenny was kind of getting at. I feel
Yeah.
like we might have to try and find ways of being a little bit more active and searching the internet so we can find one with enough time to interact with it.
Sounds like a plan.
But I mean, we could also, I don't, Denver's a big place, so it might not be that feasible, but we could also be trying to move around and check ARs to see, look for it. I guess though, I get the feeling that you'd have to be kind of skilled with your perception to actually see this, right?
You would need to set up, if you're trying to stake out once you've spotted something. I mean, it's going to take you a little bit of setup, and yeah, you would. I mean, I think every one of you guys has electronics in some form, right?
Not Jack.
Everyone but Jack.
So Jack, and anybody else that wasn't highly skilled could also do physical Overwatch, because it could be somebody that's in the physical world.
All right. Let's do
My memory,
that.
my memory of AR is you can only see icons that are within 100 meters of you, right? But you can do the equivalent of matrix projecting, right? Like astral projecting.
I don't remember ever reading a physical distance.
It's line of sight, basically.
Yeah, that was my memory. So
But
I mean, if it's
it'll
a
go
line of
forever if you're on the horizon.
I always felt like it was like Astral, but Matrix.
Yeah, but I mean, is it like, is there an equivalent of astral projecting where we can like roam the whole matrix without having to physically move around, or do we need to physically move
Yes.
around to try and?
Yes, there is. Yes.
Exactly. You just move out of your. Yeah.
I'm gonna Google weird
That's hot
glyphs.
sim.
That's what cold sim and hot sim are. Cold sim, you're more protected.
Yep. I'm gonna Google weird glyphs. See what that pops up.
Oh God. Do you really want to put that search term in?
Go in incognito first.
Did you mean weird gents?
Sorry, my kid called and we might have actually broken his arm now that was already fractured. But anyways,
That's not good.
kind of wondering if it would be feasible for me to pop up a few more sprites and just send them out there looking, or if I think they'd be able to see this.
Like new glyphs.
Yeah.
Whoever would like to search, and you can have your sprites add this, we can do a teamwork test. I feel like you're going to have plenty of hits without using tasks on the sprites, but if you want to make sure and use them, that's up to you.
I could do like a matrix search.
Yeah, that's what it would be, is matrix search. Yeah, same thing as we did before.
But basically, just to do another teamwork test here.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna basically not even average, just look at the number of hits. Woo.
Wow. Maybe you do need that sprite.
That was painful. Yeah, so many ones. Not enough ones. Try for more.
The real killer was the wild dice, because that takes out 3, right?
It took out your 1.
Yeah.
It turned your 5 into a not a hit.
The wild day giveth, and the wild day taketh away. Jack wants to reach back out to Snow and see if she dug anything up. Maybe she can get us a lead.
Oh yeah. I can't remember what you asked her. You asked her about something about weird matrix phenomenon.
Yeah, if the Deckers in the local chapter had noticed or were flagging anything strange on their on the boards.
Nothing totally out of the ordinary, but you have of course heard about matrix ghosts all over the matrix, not just in Denver, right?
I don't know. Have I?
It's a thing that happens when people were connected and the matrix went down and they died. It's all old wives' tale, but there's a lot of talk about it. Everywhere that people gather together and talk about old wives' tales. Two. Well, it wasn't a. I was doing it like a D&D teamwork test. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just take all the hits. So go ahead and do your roll, and then I'll just see what the hits look like.
Gotcha.
I don't have any written in stone thresholds, so I'm kind of making things up on the fly to make it challenging, but not impossible.
The wild
That was terrible.
strikes again.
Wow. I lost 4 hits off that wild dice.
Yeah, that one hurt. Yeah. So you had 8 hits?
I think that was only 6 between all of us.
Yeah.
The clutch rolled 2, right?
I got 2.
Oh, I was seeing Andrigger's overclock too. I need to maybe change those numbers to smaller. The same font and the same size. It's easy to get missed. So 6. You do see notice of one like within the last few minutes. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it's at the Denver University Penrose Library, which has an incredible magical archive.
All right, let's go over to the library.
And you actually have a specific device that it shows up on.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Clutch. How quickly can you get us there?
Lickety split. Where's the library?
It's a good ways away. I'm going to want a. Are you going as fast as you can go?
Sure.
I need a driving test.
Ooh, a driving
Yeah.
test. All right, like just a regular one, or what's going on here?
Yeah, just to see if you cause it. If you're in any accidents, I don't care if you cause them. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have any worries. So yeah, you make it there in record time, pretty quick. Yeah, I'm going to say that your driving skill, you were able to figure out some shortcuts.
There you go.
So you guys get to the university grounds. There is a mad scanner and a sin check to get into the library. So who's going in the library?
Jack strolls right in.
What is your sin level?
4.
I also got a 4.
Kai's gonna wait outside.
So this is against Jack's 4. One success. You're safe. You don't have any chrome, right?
Nope.
Who's next?
I'll try to go in, I guess.
All right, you have chrome.
Like not anymore, really. I mean, it's all in my head.
Well, that's still chrome. So, but you have a license for that, right?
I do have a license for my rig.
And what is your sin?
4. I'm licensed 4.
Okay, so you breeze right on by. Anybody else?
Kenny's going in. Rating 4, no chrome.
Wow, consistent rolls.
Almost like we had a Technomancer in the group.
So okay, so you guys are able to get in. You know that the device is a research computer in the psychology department. Again, it's in the public the study what do you want to call it, research library for for magical stuff.
Gotcha.
So we have Kenny, Jack, and Clutch, right?
My jammer can't interfere with a scanner, can it, to interfere and prevent it from detecting the.
Well, it would glitch out the scanner, and that could cause complications of its own, or it might not. You never know.
You got a rating 6. I don't know if they'll care about your chrome, but
Well, I don't have any license for anything else, so.
Well, Mad Scanner isn't necessarily that they care about the chrome. It's like a catch-all. They're looking for hidden weapons and such also.
But maybe if the Mad Scanner just returned a message that it was clear, there was no chrome or anything weird.
Yeah, or licensed.
Okay. Or it can detect the license. Does the Mad Scanner auto detect the license?
Well, when you're broadcasting your sin, it's going to say, "Oh, this sin has licenses for this stuff." So I'm assuming you're saying the Technomancer could jigger with it, right? Yeah. So you could make it say, "Oh, there's a license for that," or you could try at least.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. If Kenny wants me to try, I'll try.
Well, hang on a second. Let me see how I feel about this.
Are you going to flip a coin?
No. I'm actually doing it. I just need to actually roll it first.
Can I assist him in some way?
How are you at complex forms?
Non-existent.
Exactly.
Uh,
I think Andrew was asking, like, can they do performance or something to fake it through or something. That was how I was understanding that. Am I mistaken?
Any way to assist that I can provide is what I was going for. Yes.
Probably just pretending you belong there.
All right. So, quick question.
Yes.
Puppeteer is basically allowing me to bypass all the hacking in crap to just take the control device directly on this thing. Is that still a matrix action for purpose of overclock?
Yes,
Okay, that's what I thought.
because the puppeteer isn't, but the action that puppeteer allows, which I believe is what control device.
Yeah.
So that's a matrix action.
Yep. Okay.
So as a matrix action, can I give him some support with my own puppeteer role? Or
No.
And I need to.
probably doesn't need it though. $20 is damn good, and only getting 5 off that is a bit below average, but it's still.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's the painful part. Wait, why doesn't it say your fade on? Oh, because you did matrix control device. What is the fade on puppeteer? Isn't it like 5?
I was supposed to do that first and then start rolling.
That's fine.
Yeah, 5. Oof.
If you wanted, you could probably link a button from complex form in the description to matrix control device.
Probably good, yeah.
But we can figure that out another time. Ouch. So Kenny, what, goes a bit pale?
Yeah, that's not good.
These are the risks we take when we start playing with complex forms.
Indeed, it is. But
But it does go ping, right?
I would.
Yeah, the green light flashes.
And since my sin rating is higher than your dice pool, is there a point in you rolling against it?
I mean, there isn't, but I can roll.
Waste all those 6s now.
Uh-oh. It just says rolling the dice. There we go. 1 success again. Funny how that works. It's almost like there's a law of averages. So, yeah, so what are you going to do? Four of you guys are in.
Yep. Probably hurry towards the device if we have a location on it.
You do. It's in, like I said, it's in the psychology department's magical archive research library. Magical archive / research library.
I run over there. We're like, I really need to research some magic.
I have Arcana knowledge skills, so I could definitely deal with any knowledge required.
All right. It's a fairly quiet room currently. There's like, desks with computers on them, and one of them is the one that has the glyph. You can see it.
If Kenny can get anywhere near a good glimpse at it, he's automatically going to start screenshotting and printing.
Okay, so that we'll say that's done. What would you like to do? Like I said, it's on a specific computer.
Is it a matrix entity that now that it's still here and I'm looking at it, I could run trace icon on?
It's just an AR icon. I mean, you can trace it, but I will tell you right now, it's going to trace to that machine.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to have a signature that you can make out. Actually, give me a matrix perception by yourself.
It's like, can you set up some kind of trap for when whoever tries to delete it? You'll be able to trace it back to whoever that does. I don't know how that works. I mean,
Yeah, you guys can basically set up like I don't know, for lack of a better term, like a perception matrix, where you try and observe it from all angles in the matrix, if that's even a thing.
you should do that. I mean, I drive cars, but I think that's what we should do.
Basically, you put all eyes you've got on it to see what you see. But yeah, if you want to do anything else with the machine in that area, with the university's host, because yeah, that's a great idea.
Um.
So I'm going to tell you that any device, what I'm calling computers are basically just interfaces. Any of those devices are protected by the university host, which you would pretty much know is going to be pretty high levels. It's let's see, did you just do matrix perception? 3. It's a rating 7 host. However, you're a technomancer. You don't give a crap about that. You can see the icon.
I mean, I can see the icon. I'm just trying to figure out would I have to actually bypass the host to do the same digital forensics shenanigans?
You're a technomancer. Host, what's that? I can see the icon.
So
Because you're physically there, I'm saying you don't have to bypass the host. If you were a decker, you would.
all right. In that case, does that mean that anybody that has no resonance is not going to be able to help me with doing digital forensics on this?
Correct.
Okay.
But they can still have eyes on the scene to see whatever they can see. You know what I mean?
Right.
We could probably, let you rest for an hour, which hopefully nothing will happen in, and just keep an eye on it, perhaps, maybe?
I want to take a quick look at this before we sit down and rest because I don't know how long it's going to be around.
They seem to be disappearing pretty quick.
Andrigger could probably hack in, right?
By the sounds of it, no.
All right, well, it's affecting a machine, so surely my machine sprite can help out with this.
Not sure that's how that works, but yeah, machine sprite can help with normal electronics.
Okay, and then I'm doing the matrix search as the form of digital forensics.
What are you exactly doing? Are you searching for something on the what the book is calling a computer, or are you just looking at the glyph itself?
I'm dusting this weird AR glyph for fingerprints.
Okay, I understand. So go ahead and do your roll.
I'm gonna have to read up on this because I swear I read something. It might have just been theoretical mumbo jumbo about leaving resonance fingerprints.
I've definitely heard of leaving basically hacker fingerprints that you need to clean up after yourself. I don't know that I don't have the lore knowledge to know how to explain it because I don't even understand it myself.
Right.
We're just, I mean, matrix search or perception for basic stuff, I think, works for us for now, unless you have something specific and I can tie it to like hash check or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you want to say is for now is fine.
With 3 hits plus you added the 2, yeah, you don't see any kind of signature to it. It doesn't. It just seems to have appeared there. Um, it doesn't seem self-aware or anything, so you know that much.
I will point out, I don't know if it's necessary at this point, but having gotten closer and being able to kind of poke around, look at it, Kenny's gonna take multiple screenshots, different angles, whatnot, put it all out.
Good, good.
I'm gonna look around in meat space to see if someone suspicious looks like they're doing something matrixy.
No, this room is there's like one student in a corner that looks like they may or may not be falling asleep at the keyboard, as it were. I mean, we all know they don't use physical keyboards, but you understand my meaning.
They can totally be jacked in now. They're falling asleep. They're in the matrix.
Exactly. He's not falling asleep. He's in cold sim.
That's right. It's suspicious.
Hey, I can hear you.
See?
I might as well dual nature and just have a look around. I mean, after all, I do have a license for spellcasting.
Yeah. This is a library about magical artifacts. I'm sure you see some books that have a bit of an aura to them. Those are probably behind locked doors and not something that you want to mess with, but they're there.
No, I mean just dual nature. See, it's very unlikely, but just in case anything to do with this is coming through the astral plane as well.
No, I understand. And you're basically trying to sense the glyph.
Exactly.
You can do a roll, but you're not going to find anything.
I figured.
You're pretty sure it's not magical. It's mundane.
Cool, but being dual natured, I'll grab a generic looking magic book off the shelves and look like I'm actually reading. Whilst looking around, not that it's going to help.
give me perception rolls from Clutch, Jack, and Enter.
Matrix perception.
Yes, Matrix perception. Sorry, I wasn't clear. Actually, yeah. Kenny as well. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That doesn't suck, does it?
And you got 6, what, 5 from the other?
So, Clutch, Andrigger, Jack, you didn't. Jack, you didn't see anything. Clutch, Andrigger, you see an icon, if you can call it that, appear. And Kenny, you see 2 appear. And they look like. Let me look up the description here real quick. They appear. Their icons appear humanoid, wearing long gray trench coats with high collars and hats. And their skin seems to be the same gray color as the clothing, and they have blank, featureless faces. But a mouth full of teeth.
Well, they're not pretty.
And you should all probably roll Matrix Initiative. Select your tokens and roll Matrix Initiative.
Really? All right.
Let's see. So, without just
AM.
straight up collapsing, we're all in AR, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming
I would
AR.
assume so, yeah. Which, that's basically your normal initiative.
Oh, mine's a little bit better. Well, no, I guess it's not.
Yeah, AR is basically normal meat space initiative. Kenny, you could have been in Hot Sim if you'd wanted to be.
I had not sat down anywhere. I feel
Okay,
like
that's fair.
if I just collapsed.
Should I be adding my since I'm a physical adept and I'm in AR? I should be adding my increased reflexes dice too, right?
It doesn't make sense, but I think so.
I mean, in AR, you're using your normal.
Correct. That's why I said I think so. Because my understanding is rules is written. Yes, you would. It doesn't make sense because it's AR versus reality. But yeah, it's not the end of the world if things go horribly wrong.
It's broken.
What is?
It's getting the same number every time.
13, 13, 13.
Oh, I didn't get the same number. I got better. All right. Fortunately, some of you saw things.
Not Jack.
And Jack is like, wait, why is everybody all of a sudden really tense? Crap, now I have to figure out what I'm going to do. It's Matrix combat. There's only a few things you can do, right?
It depends on how you actually want to proceed through the combat.
They have to be told what to do, and they will act on your turn. You could roll for them, but then it just dirties up the initiative. I think we're just gonna. There is a third one actually, and this one is. Let me get a description. I really hate that normal text disappears in dark mode in Roll20. I say one, but there's bunches of them. They look similar, but they're nearly colorless, almost translucent. And they are swarming the machine where the glyph is. Glyph, whatever. So I'm not gonna.
Bunches of what?
What's that?
Bunches of what?
They're icons. They look like the grays, but they're transparent. We'll call them clears. Who is first? Have I done that? And then
Jack is first.
Jack, you have no idea anything's happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm assuming somebody spoke out or sent a message or something, so you are aware that there's something going on.
Tell me, there's these creepy little guys with trench coats and teeth.
But you'll have to perceive them to be able to act on them, if that makes sense.
I mean, there's nothing I can do to them anyways. So
Valid point.
I will, you know what? This is a magical place. I'm gonna summon a spirit.
Okay,
Force 4, air.
go for it. I hadn't thought about that only like 2 of you can actually do Matrix stuff.
Ooh, 4 hits, yay.
Ooh, only resisted with 2.
Alright, and I'll use a minor action to have him give us the movement power.
Just in case, huh?
Well, it quadruples our speed.
Yeah, roll your drain. I mean, I don't doubt that you can do 2 hits, but... There we go. Okay, so anything else from Jack?
He'll find cover.
I don't
Okay,
know if
what
they
is
can
it?
actually hurt you, can they? I mean, I guess they could do matrix damage and damage your comlink.
My Metalink.
Oh no, your metalink has been destroyed. How will you ever survive?
Or mess with anything else that you have connected to the matrix.
That's a rating 4.
What? The yeah, air spirit rating 4. So it comes with an optional power, and I'll have it be the movement.
Neat. You guys all have movement. Okay, so it is now the first Gray's turn. It is going to... You are messing with the machine with the glyph, Kenny, so you are the first target. And it is going to... Data Spike. With that. Oh, that's to GM. I gotta un-GM me. So that is versus your data processing and firewall, Kenny.
Alright, is there a button for that?
No.
No.
Probably, actually, it might be Matrix Defense. I don't think that rolls your actual number. I know, it's terrible. I heard you sigh at me. We should yell at whoever made this stupid character sheet.
Right? Who the heck did this? Alright, let me roll. Well, actually, does it roll? No, it just pops the number out. Okay.
Oh yeah, so your DR is 17. What is its AR? Oh dear. It's a wash.
Alright.
So that is 0 hits. So it was a fork. So it sent 2 of them at you.
So I gotta roll again?
Yes, against 3 hits again.
So match is a hit, right? So can he spend edge to reduce or get him to reroll or something?
What do you mean match?
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, it was 3 versus 5.
Oh, sorry, 3 versus 7. Sorry, I thought Kenny was just rolling defensive.
No, he actually rolled a lot of dice. So they get 2 actions. There isn't a whole lot in cyber combat other than just trying to blow people up, right? So it's gonna do that again. What is the downside to fork? There isn't one, is there?
Increases the damage you take.
It does?
I'm pretty sure it adds to matrix damage if memory serves. There was a nasty downside like that, which is why I didn't bother getting. At least that's what I remember, or maybe that was only 5.
No, it's. I mean, it's just it hits 2 targets with a single.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a downside. So you're against 1 on that one? That's still Kenny.
Yeah.
Shrug that off. Ooh, there's a 4.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Would you like to roll any edge? Or use any edge?
Sure, I will spend 2 edge to make him reroll 2.
What? Me re-roll 2? I thought you wanted to re-roll 2. That's always better, right? Ah!
It hits 2 targets, which means you can't do the same one. I think he has to target 2 separate people. That's the thing.
Ah, okay, that's fair. In that case, then Kenny has resisted both, so I will pick 2 other victims. We're going to say Andrigger, because you have a matrix device that has an AS rating.
Jack.
Yeah, I've got 80.
Jack.
Jack, okay. Jack can be the other one.
Jack fails.
Jack fails. So we're gonna roll this. This one's against Jack.
What's Jack rolling?
You're rolling Kenny's defense, or his firewall. What is your firewall, Kenny?
Well, we're
7.
what? Oh, okay.
What is your firewall, Kenny?
Mine is 0.
No, but Kenny's is what?
7.
So 7 plus your data processing, Jack.
Why data processing? Why not willpower? Isn't usually willpower out?
With firewall.
Nope.
It specifies it in the.
This is cyber combat. This is machine against machine. So it's basically attacking your comlink and his firewall. So what's your comlink's
Alright.
DP?
Just 1.
So you've got an 8 dice pool.
Yeah, I got 1.
Oof. So your comlink took 5 matrix damage.
Oh no.
You could soak, right?
Yeah, there's a matrix soak.
I don't know what
I
rolling
don't
techniques are.
either.
It's like a direct attack.
I got 0. Not a 0.
Oh no, yeah, because you're in there. Yeah, you roll your willpower to soak against matrix.
Oh,
do you,
because
or
I don't have anything turned on for data processing. I guess I don't know. Weird.
do you? I'm just trying to read through it. Do we roll to soak on that?
I don't know. This is the first time I've ever had to deal with data spike against people. It was always against, oh, I'm going to spike that gun. I think the rating comes into it somehow.
I think it's rating times 2 to see or to soak, but I could be wrong about that.
Cyber combat. Data spike and tar pit are the only actual attacks defined as actions that deal damage directly to an icon.
What about data bomb?
That's a trap, basically. Willpower is used against biofeedback.
But since we're in AR, there is no biofeedback, right?
Okay, matrix damage is resisted with firewall. So yeah, 7. You get a 7 soak roll.
Ah.
See, it's nice having that Technomancer hiding you.
So for the purpose of rolling and stuff, would it make sense for people to put a temporary modifier in to equate to 7 firewall?
However they want to deal with it. So you're going to take 4 matrix damage to your device, Jack.
I thought it was 5.
That was
Yeah,
5.
that's
Oh, so
good.
3. Yeah, sorry.
Good math. All right. Yep. Jack took 3.
Excellent. And now we'll do Andrigger. So data spike. It is not untrained. That's a weird way of looking at it. Oh, really? It goes after the hacker with the low roll and the non-hacker with the high roll. Thank you, roll 20.
So I roll.
My
7 plus your DP.
Alright, and my DP is 5 because of the toolbox. So 4 plus 5.
Right.
4 plus
No,
so
his
that's 12, right?
firewall.
His
Yeah, so 7
firewall.
plus my 5 for.
Oh, yeah, that's 12. Yeah, I was hearing 4, being confused.
So what button should I press, or should I just do a slash?
Just, yes, you can use the D6 icon. That's easiest. A thing I want to do to the sheet, but it's a process, is add where it says versus data processing and firewall, actually have that have a button you can click. But you would have to have your token selected for it to work properly.
So that's a miss, right?
That is a miss, correct. So now it's the next one's turn. This is painful because so many action economy. This one is going to do the same because they can spread their attacks out. It's not using fork this time.
Because you don't want to roll multiple ones then, huh?
What's that?
You don't want to roll multiple times.
Pretty much. Action economy is high. So this one's attacking Kenny. 5 hits. Well, screw you too, buddy. And it's going to attack Kenny again. That works.
This is only happening because of my boosted logic and intuition here.
Yes, but that is helping you a lot. It is now Kenny's turn.
All right.
Oh, look, you have infinite movement. See that?
Look over at Jack and be like, hey, you remember that time when you went down and I was nice enough to hit you with that stun patch or whatever? You know what I'm talking about. Anyways.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go back and do Matrix stuff. First, I'm going to use a minor action to tell my courier sprite. So looking at these, do any of these creatures look different from each other?
I mean, the grays are very identical to each other, and the clears are identical to each other.
All right.
And the clears are ignoring you guys. They are all about... They are doing something to that machine.
This isn't going to work, but I'm going to tell one of my courier sprites to plant a cookie on one of the grays. Because why not?
Okay. There's a roll for that.
Yeah, do you want me to do that now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
So we don't forget, and I don't know what the defense is for.
Cookie is rolling Cracking plus Resonance versus Intuition plus Firewall.
Excellent, okay.
That's my courier. Where's my Cracking?
The sprite sheet, it's just the sprite level plus the sprite level. All the skills are like that.
Okay. But do I need to manually roll the,
Does it have a button for the power?
It does.
Try
Which does this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you'll have to just click the die and tell it how many dice.
And a skill is two times level?
It's, well, your roll will be level plus level, because it's your skill is level and your attribute is level. Well, no, the attribute is different depending on the sprite, but yeah.
Actually, the courier sprite resonance is level, so yeah, I'll just click the...
And I'm pretty sure you can beat 0 hits. Yep.
I can send you the text for that or something later. It's probably largely irrelevant for now.
Okay, so what else would you like to do? That was a minor, right?
Yes. Think about... Okay, nothing for my cracked sprite for now. I will just take a full action to to go unconscious, but first, I'm going to hit the thing with Resonance Spike. One of the
Cool.
dice, because why not?
And that's against willpower and firewall. It's the same dice roll.
Holy crap.
So you've done 4 -1 net hits of unresisted. Nice. Which one are you attacking? Does it matter? They're
Not
both
really.
okay.
And I can't think of anything useful to do with my other sprite because it doesn't have any good stuff. So I guess.
So you've done 1 minor and 1 major, right?
Uh-huh.
And what is your next thing? You said you were going to go unconscious. You're going to what? Drop into VR?
I was actually planning on not resisting the fate and actually going unconscious, but I can do that next turn.
Oh, you meant actually passing out. Okay. I'm sorry. I missed the humor.
Yeah, I have 3 boxes left here, guys. But is it a minor to drop into Hot Sim?
You'll have to look that up. You can look it up, and if it is, then just tell me and do it
Okay.
between
Otherwise,
turns.
pass.
Turn anyway.
Okay, so Endriger.
I will data spike whatever is the one that Kenichi just data spiked, and I will undoubtedly be giving it an edge if it can get edge because.
What is your AR?
What button do I push to find that out? But I imagine it's pretty low because my attack rating is only 3.
It's your attack and your sleeves.
Together?
Yeah.
So 3 plus 3 is only 6, so I'm assuming that's well below them.
Yeah, you're giving it 1 edge.
Oh well, hopefully I'll get it to waste it on mine, but I'll. It's just logic. Oh well, no, it's a button data spike.
Excellent, Kenny. I saw your message. You hit the wrong button. Wait, how'd that work? Oh, it was because Kenny re-rolled. So you got 1 hit, and that's against DP and Firewall, which is fantastic.
1 hit off 13 die. Wow.
Ooh, you got a tie. Tie goes to the attacker.
I do a mighty 2 points of damage since my attack rating of 3 gets halved and rounded up to 2.
And that's unresisted?
I assume it can then soak.
Yeah, I think they get to soak.
Yeah, they get to roll their firewall, so it will probably do nothing in total.
You're assuming they have a high firewall.
I do 1 point of damage! Huzzah! My first bit of matrix damage!
Nope. Unless you want to use some edge.
Actually, I do have an edge, so, well, it doesn't really matter, right? Because I can only get him to reroll 1.
Exactly,
Right.
so you would still lose.
Oh, well, I guess I lose. Boo!
Oh, but it's one additional box of damage per net hit, so you would have had 2. No, you would have had 3. So 3 would have been nullified, so you could use that edge and maybe do 1. It's up to you.
Might as well, yeah. It's a use it or lose it anyway, so...
Yeah, go for it. So he's going to reroll 1?
Yep.
I heard Kai about to say something, or trying to say something.
No, that was clutch.
Sorry.
Because I think he skipped me, but that's alright. I go the same time as Andrigger. Not that I could do much, but I could lend him my edge or something, right?
Yeah, it's got you at the same time, so yeah, go ahead. Andrigger's done now anyway, so...
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know if I could lend him my edge.
Wait, are you done, Andrigger, or do you have 2 majors?
No, I only have 1 major. I'm in AR. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
No desire to go into cold sim even because biofeedback is not fun if you can avoid it because AR is just going to be my
Right.
comlink that gets damaged, not me. So I don't really care.
So, Clutch?
Yeah, I don't think I could do anything to them, so...
Yeah, if you don't have an attack or attacker sleeve.
Yeah, so I'll just, I guess turn off my electric devices and,
That's not a terrible idea.
and go see what, I can see around if there's anybody coming in, like, the building or something to assault us.
Do you have a stim pack?
I was just gonna say, you would probably know that Kenny has stim patches on him, and you just heard her mention them,
Sure.
and then you saw Kenny collapse.
Oh, Kenny collapsed? Oh, okay. Yeah, I will slap a stim patch on Kenny then.
I mean, he collapsed because he went in hot sim, but he also was really close to passing out.
Yeah, there you go. I'll slap one on Kenny. Then.
Excellent. So, Kenny, apply your stim patch.
Just out of curiosity, just did I end up doing any damage with that?
You did one because
I
because
successfully done matrix damage.
it missed its reroll of 1 die.
Andriger is not useless. She did a point in matrix damage.
So Tar Pit is pretty cool. Look at that. So it is now Jack's turn.
Jack's gonna run over to his buddy, the Fade guy, Kenny. Can't remember his name. And he will drop his charisma boost, and hit him with a. You already had logic, right? How about charisma? He'll give you charisma.
Let's
Increase
see.
attribute charisma. Yeah, that helps with your fade. So you get. I give you 3 hits, and I have 6 drain.
Are you sure? I thought willpower was fade. Willpower
No.
plus resonance, isn't it?
I think your charisma turns into willpower when you're.
Says respect rolls her willpower plus charisma dice pool of loading and when in the fade example, so it uses willpower plus charisma.
Oh, okay. Alright, cool, thank you.
And I will roll my drain.
Baron, you just sounded like Elvis on my end. I heard thank you very much.
So Jack's going over. He's got his first stun box filled up.
No! Why do I show you at...
Oh, you know what?
I
Let's
take it back.
say, why do I show you at 8 of 11?
I would have dropped his intuition, not his charisma, so he'd get 4 more dice to roll on that.
Yes, because these are mistakes the player makes, not the actual character. That's why, for anybody that may be wondering why I let the players make all these random changes, is because I'm not going to penalize characters for mistakes the players make. The character knows how to do their job.
Yeah, they're Shadowrunners. They're good.
Exactly. You've been casting spells for years. The player Ski, on the other hand, not so much.
Yep. So yeah, I held back the drain, and was able to give for Kenny some much needed charisma to help him. with his
So
feud.
Kenny just got a rush of adrenaline, and he feels more charismatic. You're now a used car dealer.
Jack will find cover again.
Excellent. You're like, I'm hiding. I don't know what I'm hiding from, but something's out there.
We're in a library. There's a lot of book stacks.
Did you bother turning off your metalink?
No.
Let it soak that damage.
Yes.
So,
Kenny.
In fact, Jack is gonna frantically try and make a call to bring some assistance. He'll hold his metal link out and say, "I'm calling for backup."
Excellent. Kenny, what are you going to do?
For that. Okay. So, like I said, Kenny would have known that he should spike one with the cookie and then hit the other, and we'll see if the other one that's got the cookie actually gets away.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's one that's still that's pretty beat up at this point, so he's going to attack that one with his resonant spike. Which is not great, but whatever. Look at that fade resistance.
I'm busy playing. 1 second and I will. Let's see. You did 2 hits on the resonance spike, and you faded like a champ. Okay, so that's against willpower and firewall. I know this number. 1 hit. So you do what? Net? Just net hits and unresisted? Okay, so 1. But it's unresisted.
And I have a whole other action now. So let's do it again.
And the way I read that, unresisted means unsoaked.
Yes. Wow, my rolls.
That's a fantastic roll. I like that. Keep rolling like that.
Well, if you get more than 0 hits, you can reroll one of them.
That is true. And it rolled 2, so you could tie for 0 net hits.
Yeah, never mind. Don't do that.
Look, I don't know if you're noticing that they're on the map, but this one has a radioactive symbol. That looks like a cookie to me. It's just not a good cookie. Okay, this is the guy that has fork. He's going to fork with Kenny. See what I did there?
Nah.
Well,
Poor
fuck you,
Kenny.
is what Andriga would say.
Oof. Oh, screw you. Reroll 3.
Reroll 3.
Yes.
Hey, reroll 1.
Oh, I don't like you. So what are we at now? We're at 4 to 7. Wait, what?
4 to 6.
It's 6 versus 6 at the moment, but you got to reroll.
No, what do you mean 6 against 6? Oh, Kenny had the 7. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6. It's 6-6, right?
So 6-5, isn't it?
So I have 1 fewer, which is 5, and he has 6. Okay. No, he has 5, so we're 5-5. We're still tied.
No, because I rerolled.
You
yeah, I
rerolled
did lose
3.
two.
Yeah, you
Three.
lost 2.
Over
He
5.
lost 2 effectively.
So we're tied. What's that mean?
That means attack goes to the attacker, which is I gotta scroll up. This is the first actual Matrix combat I've dealt with ever.
It's attack rating divided by 2 rounded up worth of damage, but he gets just
Plus 1 per net, but we're at 0 net, so it's AR divided by 2 rounded up. That's not great for you.
No, it's not AR. It's the attack rating divided by 2, isn't it?
That's AR.
Or is that, oh, in that case, I would have done more damage. On my
Oh no,
side
it's
as well.
just attack. It's not the attack
it's
rating.
that's what, yeah.
So 6.
I'm soaking
No, attack
6.
rating divided by 2 is.
That is 6.
Whoa!
Ow.
Oof. Oof.
So 4.
How do they have an attack rating of 12? That's incredible.
I will check the book to make sure I didn't enter this incorrectly because I can do these things.
Let me. Does anybody offhand remember at what point stun turns into actual damage for tech now? Try and find it now.
Isn't it
gotta be
once
over
it
your-
overflows?
Yeah, when it overflows, you just fill up stun, and then anything over stun goes to physical.
Unless you take fade greater than whatever your technomancer ability attribute is.
Greater than resonance? Okay.
Yeah, so-
if you take 7 points, one of those would be physical.
But it's
Or
only
like,
on
turn it all
fade
into
rolls.
physical. I think it's only that part is only on fade rolls. It may just have the same thing for stun rolls.
You're right, it's attack rating. So attack rating is sleaze plus attack, is it not just attack? I thought it was just attack.
My copy of the core rulebook City Edition says it's attack attribute.
Yeah, I
Divided
thought
by
it-
2 rounded up. So it's 6. And yes, that was not a typo. That's 12 attack rating. Sorry, 12 attack.
Isn't that better than what you can possibly get? Because, like, isn't 9 the best you can get?
That is better than a PC can possibly get.
Fair enough. At least now we know what we're up against.
Ouch.
So Kenny took 4.
Yes.
Excellent. And it's going to attack Andriger with the next one. Really? So remember, 7 plus whatever your DP is. Excellent. Kenny's the meat shield. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's great. We're doing great here.
It is now the other one's turn, and it is going to go after. It's going to have to be Kenny. Because Kenny is. Go ahead.
I take it Kenny probably needs another stim pack, does he?
Do they stack? Actually, I bet they do. You just take a real big whooping when they wear off.
Is
Yeah,
that
I wouldn't
overflow?
stack them because when it wears off, you will get overflow.
Yep.
That's true too. I mean, Kenny can spend a minor action to let us know what he wants. So
2 hits. Kenny. Fortunately, this one does not have data. Is not using fork. So you are good, and it's not going to use edge. It is now Clutch's turn. Kenny's got a little bit of blood trickling out of his ear.
I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I already put a stim patch on him. I don't know.
Q-tip.
Too much on him. Can I go out? Because, like, we came in here to hack in, so can I assume they might be around here to hack in? I'm gonna go look and see if there's anybody coming in or
Yeah,
anybody.
if you'd like to do that, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
It's all theater of the mind, so you're in a large room. There was only, like I said, the one other person in here that was seemed either unconscious or in VR.
Yeah, I'll activate my drone outside and scout around too.
Okay. How did I just achieve my walking goal and I'm not doing anything? I love this watch. Thank you. Go ahead and give me a. You can do both a perception for yourself and a clear sight for the drone.
Self and a drone. Oh well, it's the same as my drone.
There is a thing I hesitate to point out, but keep in mind, cyber combat damage is not fade damage.
Right, but it's still stunned for attack now.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you go down, you can be brought back.
Yeah.
that's true. But it's a minute to do first aid, isn't it? And
Well,
does anyone have
heals. Looking at our resident magic guy, like best.
Yes, he has heal, but you can't heal fade damage. I can
no, but
heal.
you can heal the matrix damage.
Okay, well, I'll work on that.
Yeah, it was just a point because I had forgotten up to this point that this matrix damage could be healed. Fade cannot because it's just like drain. So Clutch, did you have anything else? You did not spot anything obvious. You can keep looking around if you'd like next round.
Sounds good.
Andriger.
So you think I should do this tar pit, do you?
Oh, I was just saying it's interesting. I didn't even finish reading it. It's the other Matrix combat thing.
Alright, well, I might go with the simple one since everyone's data spiking, and then I'll finish reading it myself. Whichever one is the more injured one that Kenny's obviously attacking. I guess the spike fork one is the one we're going for, is it?
The one with fork is the one that's damaged, yes.
Alright, I attack Forky. I will try and fork the forker. Wow, just wow.
Oh, that wild die hurt you. Took a hit away.
It's to edge to raise my thing, isn't it? Because I'm giving him an edge every time I attack him. I seem to be doing well. But I will edge him to re-roll one of his successes unless it's a lot. And even
It was a lot.
Okay, so I basically just gave him edge. Damn it.
Oh, that's all right. You could have done damage. I mean, it's always an option. That was unfortunate on 13 dice.
Yeah, I'm consistently rolling crap.
Well, that's the game you play with wild dice.
Anyway, I guess there's nothing else I can really do.
Don't you have 2 actions? No, you're still in AR.
I'm in AI. Yeah, I'm not gonna get whacked for this.
That's Kenny's job. Jack, would you like to do anything?
Yeah, Jack will cast a heal on his buddy Kenny there. He remembered his name this time.
Wow.
So 8 boxes of your choice healed.
Of course.
Everything I have.
Well, of course, that's not going to heal fade, so you have to keep that fade damage.
Yeah, so heal 1 box of stun. physical or overflow damage.
Yeah,
I
there
think
is
he took 4 of matrix damage, right? Which is the normal one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I
out
think-
of curiosity, is it a minor action to drop to cold sim? Because I guess I can cold sim it.
I'm not sure. I think if you have an A or an S attribute, it's a minor.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, I will go to cold sim. So
Do it. Do it.
Out of curiosity, the things they're fighting, is there any way Kai could try to figure out where they're located physically based on their position in AR?
There's no reason you couldn't observe them per se because you're not super far away. You could try to do trace icon, which I don't think you could do that unskilled. Do you have? I think it's electronics.
Yeah, no. Kai can't help them in the Matrix.
You could look around. There's a lot of people because it is a university campus, so your success may be limited. Jack, did you have anything else?
He would just move back to cover.
Okay, Kenny.
Unless someone else looked like they needed healing, but okay, just back to cover.
Sorry. Yeah. How is? I mean, I see that the icon is looking yellow now.
Yeah, he's you've done at least half. You don't notice the aura until 50%. I don't know how that would actually translate in the Matrix, but I guess the maybe the icon is starting to pixelate a little bit or something.
Little glitches and
Yeah,
artifacts.
it gets like the little tearing. Yeah, that's it. Graphical tearing.
Starts lagging or having a static problem.
Exactly.
There's another one.
So
Actually,
3 hit.
good. Tap hit just reduces my damage by 1, and it actually does more damage to them. So it does make a lot of sense here.
What does Tarp hit? Yeah, and it
just
damages their
really good.
DP, which is could be helpful.
Yeah, and I mean it reduces effectively my damage by 1, which is the minimum damage reduction you could probably get.
Exactly.
I might as well. Yeah, I might as well do tap hit.
Was that their defense roll?
Yes.
Okay.
So they took 2. Wait, what did I roll? Yeah, I rolled the right number.
The 3. The 2 was my fade.
No, I was seeing if I rolled the right number. Yeah, so it's taking 2, and it's unresisted, so 2.
So
No,
3. 2 is his fade.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so 3. Ooh, so close.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
I almost rolled 74 dice.
Well, I guess it's still 3.
Yeah, it's it is. It doesn't. It just disappears. It's gone. With a silent, just like it goes to the point, the little asterisk point, and disappears.
All right.
And trigger.
So I didn't see the one remaining one then?
What round are we on? We're on round 3. The glyph disappears.
Okay. Do I only see one enemy one though?
Correct. There's only one left, the one that had been marked with the cookie.
I might as well tap hit it just for the lols.
Right? Might as well use your new toys. The problem with stuff like this is, all of a sudden, I have to adjust a sheet for each character.
Woohoo! And I actually rolled well.
You really did. And that is against
That picks up.
DP and Firewall. So every time you're successful, it gets more effective. So you did give it an edge. It wants you to reroll 3 because it doesn't want to die. Cool. So it's still 1 plus 1. Crap. Well, at least I only have one of these right now.
So its DP drops by 1 and it takes 2 points of damage, but does it resist that with Firewall, I assume?
Yeah, I would assume so. It doesn't say it's unresisted. Oh, what the heck? I'm going to have to fix that. My ASDF buttons for NPCs prompt you for which attribute to mix them with. So I have to add a none. So it takes, what was that? You were down to...
So it takes 1 point of matrix damage.
And 1 DP.
Yeah, but it will recover its DP at the start of my next turn. So.
Oh, it doesn't stack?
It stacks, but it recovers 1 per turn.
Oh, but it's by the same amount. I'm sorry, I was thinking it was 0. Or it was 1 per round, there was no extra. That's awesome. And do you get another attack like that?
I do. I'll give it another edge since I'm doing another attack, right?
Yeah, it'll be its max for the round.
This is really making up for all those shit rolls I did earlier.
And the fun thing is it's defending with less dice now. Which would you, it's going to ask you to re-roll one of your dice with
And
its
since
one
it's a
edge.
use it or lose, yeah, since it's a use it or lose it, I'll get it to reroll one of its as well.
Excellent. I like the re-roll battles. Uh-oh. So it's at 3, and you're at worst 4. Oh, excellent. You're at 5, so that's 2. So 2 and 2?
Yep, so it's dropped its DP another 2, so it's lost 3 at the moment, and it's taken 3 damage, which it firewall soaks.
For this fight, I'm not going to mess with it because he's the only guy, but we're going to say right now, just so you know, he's at 3.
Okay, I'm assuming he'll probably run away though, won't he?
Will he?
If you-
What they wanted to?
Will he? So they took... Oh, wait, no, it took 2 DP, right? Yeah, you were net 2.
Yeah, net 2 plus 1 for a top hit, but minus whatever you roll in firewall to soak.
So it's soaked, but it still took 2 DP, so it actually has 2 DP. That'll be 3 next round.
Yes, at the start of my next. Well, it depends when you want to.
It's the start of your next turn? Is that what it says?
It just says it regains 1 per combat round, so I don't know.
I'm going to say the start of its next round is when it gets it, so it'll get it now.
Okay.
And we'll just try and keep that consistent. So it's now
I
at
would
3.
assume, yeah, I would have assumed to be like D&D, where you get it back at the start of my next round, because that would be a full combat round. But it's your call, your GM. So.
I can see your argument. I'll have to think on it. For now, I'm just going to do it, because we're almost done with this. It is going to attack Ken, of course. I spaced out and couldn't figure out what button I was supposed to push. Wow, that's great. 3 hits. You got this, Kenny. Oh.
Andrew,
Andrew
close.
Good doesn't know. Andrew Good doesn't know that there's a cookie on this thing, right?
I don't know that Kenny necessarily stated that yet, but Kenny also has ideas.
Cool, because if you want her to stop attacking, just let her know, and she can just turn off her comlink stuff.
Kenny, you're against 5 this time. 3 wasn't enough, so it upped the game. Oh, that's good though. Yes. You want to use any edge? Oh, you don't have any, do you? Ah.
I don't.
I haven't been using logic.
Can I give him my edge? I haven't got anything to use it on.
Is that an anytime action?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
You would have to look in the edge actions. It doesn't have any edge because it's tried to survive with it. So net hits of 0, which is still going to be 6. So soak 6.
That could have been worse.
Yeah, it could be not divided by 2. And we would call him One Punch Man. So you take 3?
Yeah.
Excellent. And that is its turn. It is Clutch's turn. You don't see any suspicious people. You see typical students, faculty, etc. Nobody looks out of place other than you guys.
If I flip on my comlink again, can I try trace icon? I guess I don't know.
Do you have electronic skill?
I do have electronics.
Then sure.
What can possibly go wrong? There we go. 2. I got a 2.
You're pretty sure you did everything right, but the icon doesn't seem to lead anywhere but to itself.
Yeah. Weird. All right then.
So it's like either got some crazy stealth stuff going on or something else.
Get it.
Jack.
I don't feel like it can be of much more use here.
Heal.
Who
Kenny's
needs
bleeding
heals?
again.
Kenny's bleeding again out his ears? Would you stop that? Yeah, Jack will try and heal him again.
Now, I'm not mistaken, you can do a heal per wound, or is it per set of wounds?
Per wound.
Yeah, it's to the wounds that are available at the time, and if there's no new wounds, then I can't heal anything new.
Yeah, he
but-
can only heal.
But because it's new wounds, you can re-heal them.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
once.
It's only new wounds, yes. So.
That's actually quite nice.
Yeah, so for example, if he didn't manage to heal all the damage he took previously, then whatever it wasn't healed effectively becomes like fade and not healable.
Which becomes tracking all these unhealable boxes is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, you should probably have a different
Fair
button
problem.
or a different icon for it. So something meaning it can't be healed and something.
Yeah,
meaning-
I don't even understand how the actual condition monitor boxes work on the sheet. That's all style sheet magic. That's beyond my ken right now.
I know in the World of Darkness health bars, you can either put a single slash or a double slash or a star into each one.
Yeah, that's totally different sheet though.
Yeah, but I mean, just something to look into if you can. Just something like an X to mean that it can't be healed, and like a slash to mean that it can. When you get the time, like next year, whenever.
Okay, so you healed Kenny again, and didn't take any fade. I hate you. And this entity is starting to realize that it's fighting an unkillable person. Kenny.
Well, Kenny had ideas about that. Because I mean, this combat's been going on for a little while. We've been making a lot of ruckus in the Matrix over here.
12 seconds.
Yeah, which is forever in the Matrix. We've been making some ruckus here, So God's taken an interest, and a couple icons pop into view that look like they might be God.
I don't understand what you're trying to do.
A couple icons that look like the authorities have showed up.
He's using that thing you used last time to fake.
The thing that you told me not to use all the time. But
Oh.
God, it's great.
So you did 4 hits, and it's against their intuition and DP. Which their DP sucks. Oh, except I ruled that it went up.
Funny
I know
story
it's 3, right? Because it can't go up again.
Right.
that draws the police like flies is impersonating an officer.
It's a valid point. they have bad enough image problems without help. So it's going to be DP plus intuition. So 5. Massive dice pool. Okay. So who knows what happened? But you resisted fade. What's your other action?
I'm going to inform everybody that I'm trying to chase this thing off because maybe we could get some more information from it if it leaves. And then I'll end my turn.
All right, Andrew.
with that information, I will yell out in such a way that hopefully somewhere in the Matrix can go it and pretend that, oh no, I'm having a glitch in my stuff. I will have to turn it off and on again. So I'll shut everything down so that I effectively leave.
So you're gonna jack out, reboot, whatever.
Yeah, jack out. Because it's like, oh no, God is here. I need to leave quickly. Or whatever to try and aid to the guys, and switch everything off. So.
I need to look at.
Go into AR if you want to avoid dump shock.
Yeah. Switch to AR and turn everything off if possible. So I mean, I might as well just be taken out of initiative. I'm assuming, right? Just.
Well, you would drop down to your previous initiative. This is pretty much over. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly happened.
At this point, the real god shows up.
Interesting. So I had I had read a thing and I thought it was about these guys, but it's not. So it's going to. It's going to do a thing that you can't see. All right. So it looks like it disappears. And Endriger. Oh yeah. You don't go until next round. So clutch.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm gonna.
At this point, what is Jack? You're basically just standing ground.
Yep, I'm just healing when the blood comes out the ears.
Kenny, what are you doing?
Just for good measure, Kenny thinks maybe now's a good time to disappear.
Static bomb.
I don't know, now that I've got this bump in charisma, I'm like, I'm doing all the complex forms. But anyways, yeah, that's what Kenny does, and that's it. In fact, he will also drop down into AR.
So at this point, we're effectively out of combat.
Out of curiosity, Chuz, I still have my rating 6 jammer. So if I had that active, would that be interfering with their dice pools but not ours, right? Because we could all be linked in and coordinated with the jammer, right?
I don't. You guys have told me that's how jammers work, and I haven't verified. I didn't think that was how jammers work. My understanding was jammers, unless they were directional, pretty much screwed everybody.
I think that's how they work, actually.
Specifically in the CRB, I'll find it.
Yeah, I like I said, I didn't double check it. I let it go with the time. If you find that it actually is how it works, then probably.
Yeah, it's page 270. The jammer generates noise equal to its device rating.
And it doesn't say anything about
but
the
I mean,
wireless
it's
bonus
noise.
is you can set your jammer to not interfere with devices and personas you designate.
Yeah, so it wouldn't affect us.
Oh, okay. So that is how it works. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought I had read somewhere that jammers worked against everything unless they were directional. That's good to know.
They work against everything if you're not using them wirelessly.
Right, and so it's a wireless bonus. So again, if they're wireless, then somebody can hack them and mess with them.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know.
Control of it away from you.
Awesome. That's good to learn. So, what were you intending to happen with the cookie?
Yeah, let me. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually going to work on whatever I just tagged. because I have questions about what I even tagged. So if the sprite succeeds, the persona starts carrying the cookie file, none the wiser. The cookie runs silent and is protected with a rating equal to the sprite's level, which was only 3. It logs everything the icon does. For example, each host the persona enters the details of any communications the persona engages in, with whom and when, but not the actual contents.
So it's like a web cookie.
Yeah, any programs the icon uses, blah blah blah. At the end of the time determined by the sprite or its owner, when placed, the cookie file transfers itself and its accumulated data to the sprite. Once the sprite has it, it may turn it over to the technomancer.
Interesting. So, what was your time?
I feel like we're on a bit of a time crunch here, so I would probably designate just a few hours, maybe, to see what it does immediately afterwards.
Okay. So we'll deal with that in a few hours. Remind me.
Okay.
Okay, here is a question for the players. You are about probably 50% of the way through the mission. Do you want to continue? Do we want to do the old Shadowrun missions? We're coming up on time. We're going to narrate this, or do we want to just take a pause at an appropriate time and finish it next week?
Let's finish it next week.
I was hoping you'd say that because I think because we're not restricted by time, it's should be more fun to actually play the story.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
But we're not at that. We're in the middle of a part, so we can still keep going.
Okay.
Well, that was a thing.
So I'm pretty sure the University of Security knows something was going on. You don't hear alarms or anything. However, do you not worry or wonder why was that workstation in particular marked?
I mean, so far we've seen a slot machine and a workstation that have been marked. I don't know how to draw the correlation here, but I was...
Well, you're a technomancer and you've got a decker. Why don't you do technomancer decker things?
That is very interesting. The Clutch is gonna go look for a vending machine.
I mean, it's a university. They're everywhere.
Maybe there's a glyph in the vending machine. I'm gonna go check it out. Anyway,
I like your thinking. Or maybe it's one of those Kilomatic vending machines.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Just don't try and shake it.
I think they had an article on those in the latest Drones and Ammo magazine.
Do we notice any security headed in our direction?
Not immediately.
Henny only had a mild seizure. It's okay.
He was obviously, working extra hard on that research paper to do with.
And you weren't in the host, so there's no reason that any patrol I see or anything like that would be looking. So it was just you kept getting nosebleeds. So maybe you're a Novacoke addict.
There might have been, there was me collapsing on the floor and possibly a few minor convulsions and some nosebleeds.
I mean, there were chairs at the workstations. You didn't have to collapse on the floor.
Oh, but it looked better.
I was going to say, unless it's a style choice.
Kenny's obviously an epileptic or something. Yes, that's the excuse we'll use. That works, right?
Thank you, Kenny, for forgetting your service animal.
Are we in, a cubicle area where there's a bunch of workstations, and this belongs to someone in particular?
That's a good question. Maybe you should investigate that.
That's just looking around. Does this look like a cubicle area where it's individual workstations, and it might belong to a specific person?
They don't belong to specific people, but like any library workstation, users have to log in. So you might be able to find the user history.
He's saying you gotta hack in and look.
Right.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even have to hack in because he's a techno and he's right there.
So control devices or whatnot would work with it.
Yeah, well, I'll let you get into it without bypassing a rating 7 host, but you would have to do, depending on what you want to do, you need to do something like a hash check or even a matrix. Matrix search probably wouldn't help you because this is a specific thing, so like a hash check.
I think a hash check probably with this specific. It's a physical device right there. Are you
Can I
saying
help?
I'm ignoring any login or getting onto it?
Yeah, I mean, you have physical access to it. It's like a decker that's given what's the little data thing? Data.
Data tap.
Yeah, data tap. You can bypass the host. So right now it's like a dumb terminal with a little bit of local data that you can manipulate if you'd like to.
Can Andriga help him in any way, or
Depending on what he wants to do. Have you bought any data taps?
I have not.
So that's going to be difficult.
They're cheap. They're like 50 yen each, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's too late now.
Yeah, I'll buy data taps when we leave here. I have to admit, I
could
didn't
I-
read the matrix section very well.
Could I have borrowed one from Pills? I know he had a bunch.
It's
He used the little bottles to hold his Nova Coke in.
It's not going to take much for him to get information off of this. I just need him to say the magic words. But that's my hint that you might want to pick up a few data taps.
It's probably some in a vending machine. Yeah, go look.
I feel like that's probably not vending machine fodder.
Device charger, data taps,
They're the same, right? They look the same.
maybe some earpieces.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you only get one hit on 19 dice?
Look
Okay,
at
fine.
Oh,
roll.
you lost your fives.
Yeah, he lost the fives.
Oh my god, you lost
Oh.
5 fives.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
wild die is your friend, not.
Overclock will wreck you.
Now keep in mind, hash check is an extended test. No, that's where is that? That's hash check, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, it is. So with one hit, you have found 32 possible files.
And I can keep trying to finesse this until security comes over at -1 each roll.
Yes.
All right.
And it's base 2 or base whatever. It's in divided by 2 every time. So 8 hits, yeah, you've narrowed it down to there's a file that has some interesting, what seems like interesting stuff. It may be time to leave. You guys hear footsteps and such.
All right.
I'll start rattling the vending machine, like kicking it, and see if they'll come over by me instead.
One of them peels off. There's still 3 headed to the library where the rest of the team is.
Kenny makes a big production out of standing up and acting all unstable and kind of wiping the residual blood off his nose before he starts walking towards the door.
As the door opens, they see the end of that. And hey, what are you doing here? Are you students?
Little research, yeah. Sorry, I had an episode. I think I need to go see a doctor, maybe.
Can I use my Arcana knowledge to like spout a whole bunch of research-related material that would pass for a like high-level research student?
You could try. Do you have con?
I do not, but
Jack
I have.
does, and he's gonna jump in and try and spin a tale of, visiting some old
And I will support you.
buddies.
So, Andriger, roll your memory because that reflects your knowledge. And Jack, you're going to take Andriger's hits, and that's going to be your bonus up to your con skill. How's that sound?
That works for me. I can take 2 of those.
So basically, you're doing verbal matrix noise. Andriger's just going on about this research stuff, and Jack's talking about visiting a friend or something. And how did Jack do? Jack didn't suck. So between the two of you, you confuse the guards enough that they're like, yeah, okay, fine, get out of here. And that guy looks like he needs some medical attention.
Yeah, he does. That's where we're headed. Which direction is the medical plaza?
It's you don't have coverage in the college. You're not covered by the university health plan. Go visit Doc Wagon or something.
All right, we're out of here. Thank you.
So yeah, you're being shooed out of the university. The guy that went over to Clutch is like, hey, you can't be beating on the machines like that.
Hey, this thing ain't made new yin. What do you want from me?
Obviously, it wants your new yin. You need to leave. Are you with those guys?
Which guys? No, I'm here. I'm very magic-y. I do magic-y things. I'm researching stuff to be all magic-y.
Do you have a con skill?
I have no. Does it sound like I have a con skill?
So you need to roll charisma -1.
All right.
Please be a critical glitch.
And send the van around.
Let's call it.
Yes!
Totally a critical glitch. All right.
Oh boy.
Just ask
Possibly
and
have.
20 delivers.
This guy does not believe you. He is going to lay hands on you. Are you going to resist?
I'm going already.
He is going to basically frog march you out of the university.
Yeah.
And he pauses at the camera at the entrance and faces you towards it and then puts you out on your heels.
Alright.
You have the impression you may be on a list now as far as the university is
I can't
concerned.
go back to the magic-y place. I'm heartbroken.
Jeez.
Oh boy. I think we just increased our heat modifier.
Well, actually, you all didn't, but Clutch has 1 heat.
Yeah, me. Just me.
1 actual heat, not modifier. So you can put that on your sheet.
Waggling University.
Yeah, well, they don't have location specific heat, or it would be specifically for the university.
No, it's finger waggling University. F you.
I feel like yes, exactly. It's but foo for those that are in the know.
Oh yeah.
F you. I went to F you.
It's better than Bob Jones University.
There, I've now added Clutch +1 heat, picking up the pieces.
I put it out there already.
I put it on there so you won't be.
Now.
What's that?
We're up to 4 viewers now. Is it just us, or do we actually have a person?
We had 5 earlier.
I don't have anybody watching right now, so that's no.
One of them is I don't know if it counts me when I'm using the stream manager, but I think it does.
I'm in there.
And I think Zen was in there earlier.
I'm still in there, yes, but I'm trying to ignore the page in case I see anything I shouldn't.
I've opened NPC attributes. I didn't have maps for this. You guys don't seem to be as handicapped by not having maps as I am.
I don't even know how you'd map this.
Maps
Well-
slow us down.
I wanted to do a library map and the casino map. But I felt like Ski said, in this instance, it would just slow you down because you would see details that didn't really matter.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to Ski's way of thinking.
I honestly would use the first floor of Tommy Fong's spot as the casino.
Or the top floor with the little dance floor in the areas. I could have thrown some vending machines or something.
I'm a big fan of just like a single mood setting image. They're like, this is what the area you're in kind of looks like. Now,
Yeah, I was going to do that for the third section you haven't done yet. However, all the images I found actually come from video games that would probably be highly recognizable.
So Baron, you haven't played in any of my games, so you have not seen the elaborate backdrops I do.
Yeah, he does crazy Photoshop job.
Yeah, PNGs and like PNG characters that I bring up in AR.
So, you guys are doing what now?
Well, apparently we're not staying at the university, so we're gonna go look.
We're all gonna pile into the van together.
Out of sight of the security guards of the university, since we're totally
Yep.
not to do with Clutch.
I
Yep,
don't think
yep.
Clutch cares.
No, the clutch will the van will drive around and I'll walk around the corner so you guys aren't associated with me. That's fine.
Kenny could use a nap, especially once that stim patch wears off.
Yep. We could
Let's
go
go
get,
shopping.
yeah, we could go get Andrick or some of those data tabs he needs and
Is there a company seat in the back of the van?
wait a couple hours for that cookie thing to come back and see if that person, his contact, got back to him and stuff.
Are you going to oh god, there went my train of thought. Never mind.
Yeah, let's take what we've got and see if we can let Guide know that we've got an image of what, one or two of those.
Just the one, and you don't have a whole lot of information on it. He needs more than just one image if possible.
All right, we'll hold off then.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. This van is huge, so yeah, I was gonna eventually get one of those medical things in here for you guys, but I couldn't afford one right off the bat. So yeah, I'll save up for that.
Oh, I can't. The only damage that Kenny's got at the moment is fade damage, right? So medkit and whatnot, it's not going to do squat, right?
Correct. So when the stim patch wears off, that originally was fade damage. I don't know how that works.
No, that's just stun damage. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so that would be fade damage on top of the fade damage you currently have.
Is it though? I thought I read somewhere that it kind of it was a loophole in the rules as written.
Not familiar with that.
Either way, you can rest it off because you're gonna have an hour for the stim patch to wear off, and then you're gonna have the extra point, and then you can spend an hour and roll your natural recovery if you'd like.
Yeah, Kenny's just gonna chill out a little bit.
So that'll kill 2 hours, and I think that was about the amount of time you said for the cookie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll your natural recovery, and we'll see if you die. Because critical glitch on natural recovery? No.
And
That's not
you offer a little medical care.
Yeah, if I can, definitely. I've got biotech. I mean, logic plus biotech plus something.
It's just a matter of somebody with biotech and a first aid kit offering medical care, so it gives him +2 dice.
Medkit.
Yeah, so you're good. So you can say yes. So you got 2 stun back. Out of what, 5?
Well, when the stim patch wears off, I get all 6 of those back that it took off, don't I?
+1.
So, yeah. That basically means I'm not 1 box away from unconscious, but it didn't help a lot.
So you went from 7 to 5?
But he gets 2 hours worth of healing, right? Because
So-
he still had some in the first hour, and then after that hour, then the stim patch wears off, right?
Well, that's I wasn't thinking you would be resting while under the effects of the stim patch.
Your call.
I mean, to me, they're like an adrenaline patch. I don't know what they actually are.
That makes sense.
If you're buzzing on adrenaline, you're not resting anything. So I'm going to say no, but you're still. So you were down 7, so you're only down 5, and you don't have to do anything immediately. It's just this is taking care of 2 hours, and now we'll deal with the cookie.
I would posit a counter argument that if I drink a big cup of coffee occasionally and when I want to relax, I can just sit here and relax and drink a cup of coffee.
Yeah, but a large dose of caffeine is very different from a large dose of adrenaline.
Yes. Think about what was that movie with Jason Statham?
I don't know if you've ever been
Crank,
in a car
Crank.
crash.
Crank.
Crank.
That's how I see it. Sorry.
A car crash or like a near-death experience, but that jittery feeling is actually the result of your system being flooded with adrenaline.
Yeah, the lymphatic system just goes nuts.
Yeah,
It's like
I
when I
mean,
take too much
I
Adderall.
was I was a machine gunner in the Marine Corps. I do know what adrenaline does.
Okay.
And it's also not like Kenny is using stim patches every day, so he's probably not got a resistance to that, you know?
Just every run.
Just every other
It's
run.
seeming like that, but by the time we're done, he's going to be immune to them. We're going to use the drug addiction rules for stim patches now? So your cookie file comes, and you're just going to throw it away because you don't care, right?
I'm gonna read it, copy any information, useful information somewhere else, and then delete it.
Okay, so there isn't a whole lot of useful information. It's really weird. The thing disappeared from your site, and then it traveled elsewhere in the matrix, nowhere important. I'm not going to make up a location. And then it's like it left the matrix, just disappeared. Not went back to the real world, just disappeared, gone.
Went deeper into the matrix.
It's like
So can I tell the difference between somebody disconnecting from the matrix and their persona disappearing, and the persona just disappears?
I'm going to say yes, because I mean, a logout would have some sort of record, right? One would think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say yes. That's what I was trying to emphasize was it didn't seem like it logged off, like it was a person that logged off. It seemed like it just disappeared from the matrix. Which how is that even possible? I mean, how else do you get off the matrix if you don't log off?
And if it was something that exists only in the matrix, like a sprite or an AI, I mean, it would stay in the matrix. I guess the sprites kind of get consumed by the matrix, but
Right,
This definitely wasn't
the sprite.
yeah, it didn't seem like a sprite. It didn't have a. It didn't actually. Did you have a really high matrix perception?
yeah, he had like 8.
I thought he had a big one.
I had a clue when he did it.
I believe. I feel like that's enough that you would notice there was maybe a little hint of dissonance, which is something you've never encountered before. It's the opposite of resonance. This is something completely foreign to you, but you feel in your being that it was like the complete antithesis to what you work with.
Interesting. For the record, Kenny shares the details about the weird disappearance, not logout. He withholds the information about dissonance.
And I hope I'm not misunderstanding what this thing is and where it comes from, because I could have just thrown you guys down a rabbit hole that's incorrect. If I did, I'll make it work though.
Right.
Oh, red.
This won't be campaign as written, maybe. Now we're going after the Jabberwocky. Oh. So you have that little tidbit. The file that you got, if you'd like to spend time decrypting it, that's up to you.
And one lady ever call back?
Yeah, she had called back. She's mentioned something about old wives' tale ghosts on the Matrix, but that was about it.
All right.
Extremely helpful.
Did you want to try and decrypt the file?
I don't know. He's got a massive headache.
You should
just
check
thinking
it.
about
Well, yeah, after you're rested, probably you should check it for like data bombs and stuff, and then try and decrypt it.
'Cause, I mean,
Sorry, crack file.
I think you need to scan to look for data bomb.
Well, you don't take fade decrypting.
Oh.
That's a Matrix action. Now, if it's got a data bomb, yeah.
But he should probably do it when he's rested.
Sure.
Massive headache right now.
Okay.
Oh, just Jack gets a natural healing too, right?
Yeah, anybody that wanted it needed it. So if any of you took Fade or Drain, you had all of you except Kenny would have had 2 natural healing chances because you weren't on stim patches.
Hey, which of you is the better engineer
My engineering's
or,
only
elec-
4.
or electronics? I don't know. I don't know if it's engineering or electronics. He'll toss his metal link to you and say, "Hey, can you fix this?"
I have a specialization in hardware and electronics, so technically I got 4.
Yeah, that would.
5 in engineering.
Your engineering is probably better. My logic is 10. What's your logic?
7.
Okay, so my logic plus engineering is probably still better. But that's okay.
But
You can do it if you like.
But my electronics is probably a little better. I don't know.
Your
But
electronics is probably better than mine.
What are you trying to do? Fix those matrix boxes on the metal link?
Yeah, fix the matrix,
Yeah,
repair
it's engineering plus logic to do that. But if you've got the specialization
Oh,
in
no,
engineering,
I got specialization in hardware for electronics. I didn't know if it was going to be
Yeah,
considered.
no, it's an engineering test.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, can he move the hardware from when is hardware electronics ever used?
That's a good question. I think it's that way in the book, but it seemed kind of weird. I think that's like computers and stuff, and then engineering, the equivalent. Engineering is basically working on vehicles and mechanical stuff.
I got
But the book specifically says it's a logic plus engineering.
Yeah.
To get rid of matrix damage. So
because you're soldering.
So I guess the big use for electronics hardware would be using the tag eraser.
Yeah, that and stuff like that. Isn't electronics like hacking bioscanners and stuff like that? Or is that engineering as well?
I just posted it in the chat, the Roll20
Well,
chat.
I can help.
Yeah.
Me and Andrigger can do it. I'll help Andrigger do work on it, I guess, right?
I can help you. Your engineering is technically higher than mine, so I could give you more.
How many hits of boxes did you have?
It's only down 3 boxes. And I think isn't it an extended test? You can just keep.
Yeah, and
I guess we could just straight out have me do it then.
Yeah, there you go.
the two of you, between the two of you, you figure out how to fix it.
If it's not, if it's only 3 boxes, doesn't turning it off and turning it back on fix the matrix damage?
I'm not sure.
Never heard that one.
I've never heard it either, but
I that's.
I'm thinking of damage to your persona. Ignore me.
What do you mean by how does the persona take damage if the device or person doesn't?
You can if you're a decker, one of the ways that you can remain in matrix combat longer is by sending some of the damage that you would normally take to your persona to your device.
yeah, I vaguely remember reading a program.
So the persona is basically an analog to the person.
Your persona is an analog to the person.
So are you saying you can shunt biofeedback to the device as matrix damage?
I know there's a quality that lets you take take matrix damage to yourself to avoid it. There's a quality that lets you take up to 2 matrix damage as stun damage on your person, rather than having it done to the device. But I'm pretty sure it was a quality I was thinking of getting.
Oh, by the way, guys, it sounds like soon, TM, we may be getting hack and slash. Great, more rules to figure out.
When did that come out? Where'd you get that from?
I've just heard people starting to talk about it, and it was sold at Gen Con, so that was the first print.
I know a bunch of guys that have a PDF copy, but they're not giving them up.
Well, that's because they haven't been released to us in general.
Well, I know, but they were giving them, and they're not CDT agents.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to call it now? It's just about 11.
Yep, I'm tired. I gotta go to bed.
So at this point, you're still looking for at least one more glyph to what's the word? Document per se, and find more information out. Oh, and make a note. You need to decrypt the file you got from that computer. Why don't we go ahead and do that now? Do one or two more natural healing checks, Ken.
Alrighty.
And I'm definitely giving you medical support.
Because I'm going to forget that if you don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Consistent.
Well, you're at. Shouldn't you? Yeah, I would say you should have been at 5, shouldn't you?
No. I was at 2. The stim patch wore off. I took 7 more, and then I rolled 2 for healing.
So you were at -5?
I mean, I could have dropped the. I could have dropped both of the sustain spells I have on you and given you. Well, no, you'll need them in a minute.
Nah, it's fine. I'm only at a -1 modifier right now. It's fine. Alright, so we are...
Crack file is cracking in logic versus its encryption rating ×2.
But I
And I'll
gotta
give you
check for a
support.
data bomb.
What would I ever lead you astray?
Tell me whatever you want me to
checking
roll
for a
to give
data
you a
bomb
boost.
scan?
Obviously.
There is no data bomb.
Alright, we've checked for data bomb. So crack file is what we're doing, right?
Yes.
Or...
There you go. Have as many additional die as you
What
like.
What the crap? Where is that at?
Andrigger cheats.
Cracking plus
You know, because it kept rolling 1 out of 13, and now it's finally giving me good shit. It's because of the wild die.
Oh,
And
it's
this is
because
hacking, right?
Andrigger's a decker.
This is cracking, yeah. I refuse to acknowledge that. Deckers are better in SRM because they didn't get screwed by the sprite changes.
I'm still amused that I ended up with more successes than you.
I rolled so many more dice than you.
It rolled 1 success, so yeah, you have decrypted that file. It's a list of logins, and do any of you have Matrix history?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
You guys don't know everything about everything in the game? What is wrong with you?
Well, obviously the criminal underworld is to do with the Matrix history, right? Because that applies.
So you're going to need to do some Matrix searching, but after a while of cross-referencing all these names, most of them are nobody's students, but one of them stands out as somebody who died during Matrix Crash 2.0.
We're
this is the
chasing a
recent
Matrix ghost.
I'm sorry, say again?
And this is a recent login.
No, not a recent login. This was an old file, so it had a lot of entries. Yeah, the person was someone named the login was KJ. I'll type it.
I do have Al Gore as one of my contacts, and everybody knows he invented the internet. So
And he also probably died a couple of decades ago in this timeline, right?
yeah, he's probably still alive somewhere, like with cybernetics.
Actually, some of us actually know what influence he had on the internet, which was significant, but he didn't invent it. He just promoted it and got federal approval for certain things.
So the KJ login led you off to Kara J, who had a talismonger shop.
What?
This was back in the 50s. Talismonger shop called the Phoenix. She died in 64 while online when things went horribly wrong with the Matrix. She died. I'm just typing things out that I just told you so that you have the spellings and all.
And with a quick matrix search, is this establishment still around?
I'll need you to actually roll the search.
Oh boy.
Well, we can help with that.
I'll support you with that, yeah.
Me too.
So basically, everybody's tapping on their AR devices.
One hit.
Everyone but Kai, who's probably busy trying to start a fire in one of the university garbage cans.
Yeah, what is the deal with Kai? Never goes in anywhere. That emotion hair and wings, they're getting in the way.
Well, that and Kai doesn't have the highest rating or a very high rating sin.
Oh yeah, that could be a problem. Might want to fix that if you got some new.
Yeah, that's gonna be fixed here pretty soon.
So 6 hits. You are able to track down that the shop was never sold and does not appear to be active.
So it's just a derelict building at this point?
For what we can tell.
On the Matrix, that all you find is like there's no shop hours, there's no activity from what you can tell. So yeah, it's currently owned by Kara J's daughter, who does not have a residence in Denver.
So if she's not checking in regularly, she probably wouldn't mind a few people just kind of taking a quick look around, right?
Well, gnats can certainly go in there, hopefully, because I don't imagine it's airtight or at least gnat tight.
Haven't you figured it out? Everything is nat tight.
Look,
Every
Kai can
building
make
is a
anything not nat.
every building is a positive pressure environment with just enough pressure to blow out gnats.
Look, all we have to do is introduce the door to a monofilament chainsaw. It's fine.
Maybe some sort of sound deadening device. Because tends to draw attention.
Ah, it'll be fine.
That's only a problem if you're not willing to, knock out / kill everyone who shows up to investigate.
As Kai lets out their inner homicidal maniac.
Exactly.
So yeah, you have the address of the Phoenix Talismonger shop, and maybe a clue, maybe a dead end. Who knows? We'll find out next session. And at that, I'm going to press this button after I say Shadowrun stream is over. I'm going to press this stop streaming button right here. It's a red button, and